Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the long intro there. I was once again fighting with Twitter, but I think I got it sorted now, so I should be able to close it. There you go. Good morning. I hope everyone is having a good morning. Cthulhu, what the hell are you doing? that is a lot of work. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure it will look fantastic at the end. But Jesus Christ, that's a heckin' big project there. Oh dear. Right, let me switch screens. It's gonna be epic. Yeah, in every sense of the word, it will be an epic. This one, right? Yes, although I should probably turn the light on so it looks a little bit lighter in here. Hello, welcome on in. I don't know if anyone else in the UK had the same weather as us again this morning. It was raining so hard last night, it kept waking me up, which is okay. I don't mind going back to sleep again, but oh my god, it was so wet last night. It was proper chucking it down sideways so that it hit every single window at once. What? Oh, this Steam. I keep getting Steam pop-ups while I'm live. Like, I keep getting because there's a summer sale and stuff like that. I don't mind it, but I'd rather it turn off while I was live, because otherwise I'm like, oh my god, is someone messaging me? And it's like, no, it's just Steam pop-ups again. But yeah, welcome on in. I hope everyone is doing well. For those who aren't aware, we did our first stream on YouTube yesterday, which was really good. There are some things I need to fix. The text size is a big problem. Other than that, though, it actually went really well. It's going to be one of those things, I think, where it is going to be a bit weird because I'm using the same setup on both, and there are some stuff like people could trigger my sound alerts in my Twitch channel and it would play on my YouTube stream. So there is some weirdity happening still, but yeah, we'll work our way through it. All things considered, it didn't go that badly. Weather doesn't wake me up, but yes, we had some serious rain. Or anything wakes me up. I'm such a light sleeper. I'm really annoying myself missing out. I had some issues, but today is looking better. Hey, I'm glad today is looking better. To be fair, we were having to be quite careful yesterday because it's been so dry recently. It's just the concern that all the rain's going to like become a problem, but it seems like things are okay so far, so fingers crossed things will continue to be okay. But yeah, we did it. It was only a short stream. I think we streamed for like an hour and that was fine. It was just basically to see if it worked, because with streaming, I remember it being the same when I first started streaming on Twitch. You really can't tell if everything's going to work until you go live, because there are some things you'll only find out once you go live. Like, you're not going to find out if you're dropping frames until you click go live. So it's the same kind of situation on YouTube. Like, there are some things you just don't know if they're going to work until you go live, and all things considered, it actually went pretty well. And we had a nice little chat. It didn't do a huge amount of work. I just did some sequencing in the background because we were mainly just talking about things that I'd need to change. And again, a big one, like, so for Twitch, as a comparison, if you click the cog at the bottom and go to chat settings, you can make the size of the chat bigger. For people like me who have bad eyesight, having the chat being bigger makes it a lot easier for me to read. Yes, it does mean that it scrolls faster, but I would rather scroll back up and catch up than not be able to read the things. YouTube doesn't have that. YouTube, you just can't read it, and I don't know why. I'm gonna see if there's any plugins or something that I can get with my YouTube just so I can expand the size of the text. I had a little look on Google yesterday, and it seems like I'm not the only person struggling with the YouTube text feature being so small, because it's not just small, it's like minuscule. It's really tiny, and it makes it very, very hard to see. And then also about having the chat box on stream, I might just do that through something else, get that in there. I don't have any alerts on YouTube, but I also don't think that I need any right now because I'm not an affiliate, so I don't think anything really happens, and I don't think they do alerts for people that subscribe, so I think it's okay. I think that bit's fine. It's just the text. Baby, good morning. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had fun on your stream with Creedy yesterday. And Anime, good morning. I hope you're doing well as well. Welcome on in, everyone. Yeah, I was just going over how the YouTube stream went yesterday, which was overwhelmingly very well. There are some things that I would like to fix, but it's nothing like that would stop me going back. A couple things that I did really like about YouTube: I don't have to download and upload my VOD. It's great. YouTube also has a tool that if something funny happens during stream, you can bookmark it for yourself and go back and clip it later. So at the end of your stream, say if I was like, oh, this is a funny moment, I could just click bookmark, and then in like an hour's time, if something funny happened, I can click bookmark, and then at the end of stream, I can go back through those bookmarks and just highlight them. Like, I don't know why Twitch doesn't have that feature, but it is a really good feature, and I really enjoyed that, so that was good. Yeah, the automatic upload was really nice. I didn't have to worry about that. I do need to maybe make some proper thumbnails for it, because I didn't realize like beforehand that I needed a thumbnail, and then I was like, oh shoot, I need a thumbnail, let me just use my stream starting soon. Doesn't really explain what we're doing, so I probably should have some thumbnails that better explain what we're doing, so that if someone sees the stream they know what's going on. But yeah, other than that, really good. Doing good, got 2 days off now, and seeing Iron Maiden tonight. Oh my god, have a good time! I mean, I'm sure that you will. I'm sure you're gonna have a fantastic time. But yeah, have a good time. It was indeed nice, very cool stream, very fun. I'm not going to spoil it what we're doing over on the YouTubes, but I have ordered some stuff so that the plans that we talked about on YouTube we can do. Yes, so stuff is coming later in the week. Zay, good morning, I hope you're doing well, thank you for the horn. Zay, we streamed on YouTube yesterday, we were a YouTube streamer. Whoa. We also streamed on Twitch yesterday, I just did 2 streams. But that is normally how I will end up doing it. I think I'll just do 2 streams. If I wanna stream again, I'll go again. But yee, went really good. Dear. And Ellie, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. And Scott, thank you for the egg smash. YouTube streamer, I know, yikes. God, it's gone to YouTube. I did, just for a stream, but I probably will go back, but not over Twitch. Like, I'll do my morning Twitch stream, and then if I have energy in the afternoon, I want to go live again, which is generally what happens. Like, I do 3 or 4 hours, I get a bit tired, I eat something, and then I have energy again. And yeah. Like, I don't think I'll be an evening streamer anytime soon, because I still get ill there, but like, yeah, generally, like, I can do like a mid-afternoon stream. It probably wouldn't be as long as the morning, but I can do it, and I like doing it. It gets me social, and it helps me with the work. I mean, we've got a lot of work to do. I am going to be working on different things on YouTube to Twitch, just so that there isn't big jumps in progress on the Twitch end, and then there's no me showing you how I did it. So whatever we're working on YouTube, it will probably be part of the same costume, but it'll be a separate part. So we're working on the jacket on Twitch. On YouTube, we're working on a different part. That's the plan. The thing is, the part what we're doing on YouTube is a lot more time consuming than this, which this is time consuming, but that is going to be really time consuming. So yes, I don't want to spoil it, but we're doing something different over there. Debbie, welcome on in. Oh, I need to have a sip. I don't have tea. I've brought it in a mug, but I just have my ginger water, no tea. It's because we run out of biscuit tea, and now I'm like, we do have our regular tea, but I just really like biscuit tea at this point, so now I just want to drink biscuit tea, and we don't have it. Well, that's not true, actually. We do technically have it. We tried to get an own brand of the biscuit tea, and it's not very good. It tastes like burnt chocolate, and it's not for me. It's not for me. If you like it, you're all good, but I think I'll stick to the Yorkshire one if I want biscuit tea. Yeah. But, yeah, so I've been drinking more water. But, you know, it's not a bad thing. I feel like I should always be drinking more water anyway. All right. I am a bit sleepy today, you can probably tell. I just woke up a lot last night. We had really, really heavy rain, and so it kept hitting the window and waking me up. Which again, I don't really mind that much. I can wake up a few times in the night, it's all good. But yeah, I'm a bit like, whoa, this morning, because like I woke up like every hour or 2, I want to say, maybe? I think I woke up like 5 or 6 times last night. So when I woke up, I was just a bit like, nah. But it was nice to hear the rain, to be fair. Dear, if you're out... Wait, if you put it in the microwave... Oh, I do have, to be fair, ginger tea. I'm drinking the cold stuff because it's kind of warm, isn't it? Well, maybe it's not as warm today, but more recently I bought it because it's a good alternative to ginger tea for the summer when you don't want to drink something hot. So, yeah, that's why I have my ginger water. It's just ginger tea cold, basically. Without the caffeine in it, which is good, because sometimes I don't want the caffeine. It's only a small amount, but like, what if I don't want that? And what if I want to drink more water? Everyone always tells you need to drink more water. They don't even know me, and they tell me I want to drink more water. Let's be honest, extending your tentacles to multiple streaming service could be good for building your social network. You're also at a size where changing platforms is a serious option without taking huge risks. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. My main fear is that Twitch does something that means that I can't stream on the platform, or Twitch does a change, which means ethically I couldn't stream on the platform, or Twitch shuts down. Any of these things. I think Twitch shutting down probably would be well in the future if that's going to happen, but there's always a fear, and it's my hobby to stream. Like, I really enjoy it. Like, I don't want to give that up. I have fun here, And so the YouTube is, I'm building it as a backup, basically, that if anything dramatic does happen to Twitch, that yeah, I have a backup. I'm gonna, you know, I have the energy to stream more than once in a day anyway, a lot of the time, so it's like I might as well. But I want to do it on YouTube so that, yeah, if anything happens here where I'm like, I can't continue to stream here for whatever reason it might be, I have a backup so that I don't have to just stop streaming. Yeah, so that's the plan. And there are things I don't like. There are things that I do like too. I mean, it's up and down. I guess that's kind of a good thing. Yeah, the automatic upload is really, really nice. And the fact that you can bookmark parts in the stream. I haven't really used that feature yet, but the fact that you can do it if you want to highlight your own streams is a really nice feature. So yeah. Really, the only thing that I'm disliking at the moment is the text size. It's the only thing, and I really dislike it. It's a big problem for people like me, but I'll find something that can fix that, because I would be shocked if no one had made anything that could fix that. Can't hurt to have a backup, especially in a volatile market like this. Yeah, like I did consider Kick, but I know they've changed it now, but when I was considering it, because you have to bear in mind, I was making all these plans like a month ago. When I was considering starting streaming somewhere else as well, I looked at Kick, and at the time, whenever I watched something on Kick, I would have a whole bar like at the side of the screen of gambling recommendations. Now, that's not an issue to everyone, but for me, that's not something I want on my streams. I think it, you know, I know my community, a lot of them are in a similar financial situation to me, where it's like we are very, very low income. And I think having that many gambling advertisements and recommendations, it feels a bit predatory. I get that for some people gambling is a fun thing that they do, but I think a lot of people, especially people in similar situations to me, it's a hole for targeting people in a bad state, and I wouldn't want to stream somewhere that had that on the side of my stream, especially with the community that I know that I have. So yes, I don't think that Kick is only a bad platform, but I think there were things that were going on at the time when I was looking at changing that I was like, it's a deal breaker for me. If they change that in the future, and I know that they have now changed that you can alter your preferences so that you don't see that sort of stuff, maybe it's a slightly more likely one. But right now, YouTube feels a bit more stable than Kick, and if I'm building a backup, YouTube is probably the better option. Oh dear. Hey, nice Ellie. And look, oh Anime, have a lovely look. Look after yourself. Thank you so much for popping by. Kick is owned and financed by gambling corporations. That this also is what worries me. There's a risk of the entire platform being labeled as a gambling site, which severely limits it. Yeah, I mean, most of Kick's press is not positive, if we're being honest. Like, I don't think Kick has had very many positive stories about it. The only thing I've seen that have been positive is that people that have been maybe unfairly banned on Twitch can stream on Kick, and that's about it. Like, and even then, Twitch is involved in that. It's not like Kick got that on their own. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not got a lot of positive press around it. That being said, I do know now a couple of streamers that are going and trying to stream on Kick. Kind of similar to what I did with YouTube, where they're doing their regular streams, but every now and again they go across and do one on Kick. And I will say, they have had a good time there. Their communities have come across. They haven't grown from it, from what I can tell, but their communities have come across and they do earn more money over there. So for some people, it's been a really positive thing. It's gonna just be like, when you're looking at I'm gonna just shorten it to, I know there are other streaming platforms, but just Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. Positive and negatives on all of them. I think out of the three, YouTube's probably the most stable. Twitch, I thought was pretty stable for a while, but then this year it's been making a lot of weird decisions and calls. And then Kick is so new, and again with all the gambling stuff, you just don't know. You just don't know what's gonna happen. Queenie says hi! Hi, Queenie! I hope you're doing well. Does Queenie have the day off work as well, or is it just you, bait? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're surviving in the rain, okay? But yeah. Just me. Queenie's off tomorrow. Okay. Well, at least there's that. But yeah, that's kind of was my thought process. I think it would have been, yeah, probably about the time where Twitch was making, I know they've backtracked it now, but when they were talking about sponsors, and like, from makers, like from my perspective as someone who streams in Makers and Crafters and is streaming specifically as a hobby, as something fun that I do that takes up my time, you know, which I enjoy, and for the social part as well, but it is a hobby for me. Like the stuff that they did with Makers and Crafters early in the year, they never announced there wasn't a cosplay contest. They invited people to the platform, saying that they could make stuff for TwitchCon, and then never announced it. So there was a lot of like false promises. And then, yeah, just the general way that Makers, I felt like this category has been treated the past 6 months, on top of all of the weird changes that Twitch has been threatening to make. Yeah, it's not been, I don't know, again, I don't think Twitch will shut down, but there's a part of me that believes at some point Twitch will do something where it will make me feel like morally not okay to stream here, you know? That's kind of what I'm waiting for, more than Twitch shutting down. And I hope that that doesn't happen, because I love streaming on Twitch and I love the community here. I love everyone else who streams here. So I don't really want to have to move permanently to another website, but I don't think there's anything wrong with making a backup based on the stuff that's happened so far this year. Yeah, and I don't blame anyone else who has gone over to Kick either for the same reasons. It's like, I think having a backup, even if you don't agree with everything on the platform, Kick is another option and you can earn more money, especially if you're only planning it short term. So I kind of get it. Also, back to cosplay stuff. I painted this yesterday, so it's ready to have the next row of stitches put in today. I just paint these, so these are where the bows go, but it means once they fold up to become bows, there's like a little bit of unnatural shadow in it, so they just look a little bit more dramatic. Definitely not something I need to do, but I've been doing it because it looks quite good. It looks a bit more cartoonish, and this is a cartoon. I'm afraid TwitchCon will fail hard this year. I'm still offered tickets for oh god. Still not sold out. I can't help but think canceling the content was a huge influence on that. I'll be honest, I was thinking about this the other day, but considering everything that's happening in Paris, and well, all of France, but specifically Paris right now, I'm actually really glad that I wasn't going for the cosplay contest, because I just don't think I'd feel particularly safe going right now. Because, and I know Twitch has said that there's nothing happening on at the site that they are doing the event, but that doesn't, you people will be staying all over the city. Like, just because nothing's happening at that site doesn't mean it's not happening by the hotels and by the restaurants and places where people will be out and about. So yeah, I'm a little nervous. Do you think TwitchCon failed last year? I think TwitchCon America did. I think TwitchCon EU was actually pretty good. I mean, maybe I'm very biased because I was a part of it, and also I was so incredibly excited, and it was my first ever TwitchCon experience. But TwitchCon EU, the only downside from my perspective as one of the people that were on stage, right, was that I didn't get to meet that many people because I had to take a whole day out to be behind the scenes and preparing for stage and all that. So, which it does make sense, and don't get me wrong, I can understand why it was there. I wish I'd kind of had known a bit more beforehand, and the fact that we couldn't go out in our cosplays without bodyguards and stuff like that. So there was some elements that weren't my favorite, but I would say that TwitchCon Amsterdam, I actually, especially like the Saturday as well, like when I was out, I met a lot of people, I had a really good time. Like, I would have never met all of those streamers if I hadn't gone, and I had such a good time actually getting to like meet, chat and eat with them. It was great. And the time in Amsterdam, although it was hot because it was a really hot week, I had a really good time. That's the first holiday as well that I'd been on in like 7 or 8 years. So I had a great time. It was great. I had so much fun. Thank you for the horn. Welcome on in, Shifty. I hope you're doing well. I agree. I don't think I'd feel relaxed in Paris either. It's not just going for TwitchCon. You'd want to see more of Paris too. Yeah. Normally if I'd go somewhere that isn't like in the UK, I'd like to stay for a couple of extra days and just, you know, relax and chill and eat and do stuff. But I wouldn't do that in Paris right now. No, I wouldn't feel safe. Yeah. I mean, anyone who is going, because I know a lot of people now that are contractually obligated to go, kind of similar to how because if you take part in TwitchCon, you sign contracts. I signed contracts to say that I would go take part in the cosplay contest last year. So there probably are quite a few people that are now contractually obligated to go. You know, if you are, take care of yourself. put your safety above everything else. It's not the most safe place to be right now, unfortunately. Ah, dear. Yeah, the foam pit was the big one from last year. I can't really speak on American TwitchCon because that's the other side of the world and I haven't been. I can only really speak on European, but European TwitchCon didn't fail last year. I think it did really well. I know that it sold out. I know the only thing I think that was a bit of a problem was some of the queues because there were so many people there. TwitchCon EU was alright, but they allowed cosplayers on the floor. Yeah, the fact that cosplayers weren't allowed out and about was, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I felt very much like I've never had that experience before. Like, so for anyone who hasn't heard this, for TwitchCon EU last year in Amsterdam, I was in the cosplay contest. After the cosplay contest, we were allowed out for half an hour, but we had to be escorted by a full team of bodyguards. So you can imagine us cosplayers that wanted to go out, because a lot of the cosplayers didn't. They wanted to like have a bit of a breather after the show, which is absolutely fair. So there was about 6 of us, I think, who were feeling all right to go and walk out on the floor afterwards. And it was like 6 of us and like a full team of bodyguards on each like corner, and we were like being herded like sheep through the center so that no one could get close to us. And I have never had an experience like that before. Like, having bodyguards on all sides of me so that no one could get anywhere near me was something. And yeah, it was a shame because a lot of cosplay is the interaction with people. Like, I'd made that whole cosplay on stream. I wanted to show it to people. Like, Zay was someone I wanted to meet with, and Zay was like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "We are being moved around, and I don't have any choice about really where we're going. And like, we're just being shuffled around. We stand somewhere for like 2 minutes, and then we move." And then we stand somewhere for 2 minutes and we move. By the time that I've messaged you saying where we are, we've been moved. So I wasn't able to see anyone who had watched me make that costume because of how we were being escorted around. And again, I didn't have any choice on that. It was like being herded like sheep. Yeah, I think we had said that we all wanted to go to the artist alley at least for a bit. And then after that, it was like, we're going here, here, here. We're hitting this, 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 and then we're going back to the room. And it was like, okay. Okay. Oh, don't get me wrong, yes, things happened at TwitchCon EU that weren't great, but I mean, I don't think calling it a failure. So the reason I'm saying this is because someone said it was a failure. I don't think it was a failure. I think maybe TwitchCon America might be the one they're talking about, but I don't think TwitchCon EU is a failure. There was drama and things happened, but not to that extent. Otherwise, every convention in the UK is a failure. Although maybe that is an unfair take. Oh dear. Lexi, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. Sus is going to, yeah, TwitchCon is part of the artist alley. She lives in France. I'm not saying you should be worried. I'm saying you won't be alone. Yeah. I hope everyone who is going is safe and can look up. Like, I guess isn't anywhere where too close to the riots and stuff like that. Oh dear, I went back and forth. I know! I was like, I wish that we could have just stood somewhere in one place and people could have come to us. Because it wasn't such a big convention hall that like you couldn't get across in 15 minutes, you know? If we could have just stood at one place and people could have come to us, that would have been better in many ways. But no, we were just like, we're hitting this point, this point, this point, and then we're going back. Yeah, which, it's alright, it's alright. It wasn't my favorite, but it was alright. And I mean, there were a lot of things about TwitchCon that I did really enjoy. I will say, other than that one thing, the way that we were treated behind the scenes was fantastic. And like, out of all of the cosplay competitions I've ever entered, which is quite a few, I've never been treated so well. And like, not only was I treated really well, my assistant was treated really well as well. Shiny was treated proper nice. And like, that never normally happens. Like, at all the British competitions, you're like, half the time you don't even have a separate room. Like, you're just on the con hall waiting and like in front of everybody. And there's not even like a barrier between you and people going shopping, you know? So, and they're big competitions. We're talking like crown champs and stuff like that. And they just have you waiting in the open, and like, there's no seats, there's no chairs. You're not really given any knowledge. That's what I'm used to, is you stand for hours. That's why I always bring my own chair. This is not like that. At TwitchCon, we all had our own mirrors, we all had our own booths, we had places where we could get changed privately. We were fed and watered for the whole day. We were given our specific time slot, but we were also given like the times we were expected to be there, so that we could be really, really well organized. And And the person who ran the event last year, they did a fantastic job at making sure that everyone knew exactly what was expected of them at what times, so that I don't think anyone was anxious about that. Like, we were anxious about going on stage, because that's always going to be, but we weren't anxious about not knowing what we were doing, so... And that was in big part due to the team they had last year. Really, really good. Oh dear. Guys, good morning. Hello. I hope you're doing good. Welcome on in. There's so much room for Artist Alley. I hope next year in Amsterdam again, and there'll be lots more artists to show their work. Artist Alley. Yeah, I would also say Artist Alley is normally one of my favorite places to go at conventions. And like the artists that were there last year did well, but yes, it would have been nice if other things had happened and things could have been better. But yeah, comparatively to America, I do think we got off relatively easy. But yeah. Like, it definitely wasn't flawless. Oh, but I had a good time. I had a really good time. I mean, it's why I recommended it so highly as a cosplayer, because as far as being a cosplayer, the experience they gave me was like the best I'd ever had. And yeah, it was really, really good. I had a really good time. I again wish I could have met more people, and that was probably the main thing for me, was just I wish I could have met more people. Everything else, really, really good. Oh dear. Ooh. They had a really good spread as well, because we had breakfast and lunch there, and so they had like a buffet style lunch behind the scenes for all of us, and like a few hours in they changed it all to the lunch menu, and it was really good. I couldn't eat nearly as much as I wanted to because I was wearing 2 corsets for most of the day, and although I do have some practice wearing corsets, and I do like to practice wearing like anything which squeezes you or alters your shape, I do like to practice it beforehand to make sure that I'm not caught out on the day. It is still difficult to eat like a full meal in a corset, so yeah, give jelly food and she is happy. I am very easily pleased, but I was like, and I was so pleased as well because they didn't feed just me, they fed all of the assistants and helpers as well. So like all of the larger than life could have up to 2, and then everyone else could have 1. And there was 16 of it. I think there was like 20 helpers running around most of the day for people with their cosplays, right? I think one person had a couple more. But yeah, they fed and watered all of them as well. They all, as well as making sure us, the cosplayers, are okay, they also made sure that our assistants were okay. And if they needed any help and stuff like that, they were really good. Like, it gave me such a more positive view watching the people that come with me be treated really, really well, you know? So yeah, Shiny was treated just as well as I was and fed just as much, well, actually fed a lot more than me because I couldn't eat that much. I could eat, but I had to eat in really small amounts because stomach constricted in it. Oh dear. Nat, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We're working more on the piece that we started yesterday. We finished the base smocking, so now we're doing the neatening part, which is where we go across the top and we turn all of the little darker squares into tiny little bows. Teeny tiny little bows. Like so. There you go. That's a little bow right there. Oh dear. Yeah, we're talking a little bit about Twitch. We're talking about Twitch, but also like TwitchCon and switching platforms and Kick and all that kind of stuff. Oh dear. Every time you said fed and watered, I imagine someone running around with a watering can, like water pot, yeah. I don't know why I say fed and watered. I think it's something that I grabbed from maybe my grandparents, which is like, instead of saying that you I guess serve people, you feed and water them, like plants. But we were fed and watered the whole day. That's one thing with cosplayers, it's really easy to not eat or drink enough and like to dehydrate or to like become lightheaded because you haven't eaten enough. They made sure that did not happen. They were like, you've eaten, everyone eaten? Does anyone need anything else? Can I grab anything? That was the other thing. If there was like people with dietary requirements, they were like going out and getting things for them. Like if they needed anything, like if they couldn't eat the food that was there for whatever reason, they would get them separate food. So to make sure everybody was fed. It was genuinely really, really good. Again, I've never even been fed at a cosplay competition. Like I might have to be there most of the day and I just stand there and Shiny has to run and go buy me something from like a nearby Tesco and bring it back to me. I've never had someone feed or water me at a cosplay competition. Never. That's always something that's been on like us to do. And again, it's like a big reason a lot of cosplayers sometimes get a bit lightheaded and stuff because they forget or they're nervous. But yeah, none of that happened with us. We were fed and watered the whole day and it was good. It was good. It was nice food as well. Like they clearly had some people cooking stuffs. there were a lot of baked goods. I think I remember that because I mainly ate baked goods that day because I could only eat like a little bit at a time, and they were the ones that looked the prettiest. So I was like, if I can only eat one thing at a time, I'm going to eat the prettiest things. So I mainly ate their baked goods, and it was pretty good. I had a lot of orange juice and baked goods. Orange juice is something that I have as a treat because this is going to sound really silly, but I always find if I drink too much juice, I get very, very like, I think it's the sugar, but I get very addicted to it, and I really like, I keep buying it. So I tend not to have juice that often, but I treated myself to their orange juice because they had orange juice, the freshly squeezed ones. So like it's been like actually squeezed from oranges, and you can taste it, and there's bits of orange in it, and it was like, oh my god, this is so good. This is so good. Jelly is a juice addict. I am a juice addict. Like, I have too much juice and I get addicted to it. And it's really like, I think it's sugar more than anything though, right? There's a lot of sugar in juice. I'll call it a juice addiction, but I think it's probably just sugar. Oh dear. But yeah, I really, really like juice, so I don't have it too often. Oh dear. Wow. There we go. Juice is anonymous. Yeah, well, I mean, it was a while ago, but I got called out. It's always my dentist calls me out, and then I make good life decisions for a while. But my dentist called me out because my dentist was like, you must eat a lot of sweet things. And I was like, no, not really. Like, I'll be honest, I'm more of a savory person. I like the odd sweet bit and bob, but like, I would say generally, as far as snacks go, I tend to lean more savory. And they were like, no, it's really obvious to us that you're eating a lot of sugar. And I was like, what? They were like, well, do you have sugar in your tea? And I was like, no. And they were like, do you drink a lot of juice? And I was like, yes. They were like, yeah, you can tell. I was like, oh my god. And so, yeah, I got fully called out. This was a while ago now. This was, I want to say, like 6 or 7 years ago. I got really called out by my dentist. They were like, yep, it's really obvious that you're clearly addicted to like sugary drinks. And I was like, they're like, we see this pattern all the time. You need to cut out some of those sugary drinks. And I was like, okay. And I you know, sometimes you need someone to be a bit firm with you. And my dentist was very firm with me. They weren't nice. They weren't nice about it. They were like, nah, none of that. I will call you out until you stop drinking. So I stopped drinking juice that day. I needed to be a bit shamed, I think. But yeah, they fully shamed me, and I have stopped. I only drink it every now and again now. Oh dear. I don't normally stand for being shamed, but every now and again, I guess maybe I'm just the kind of person who needs to be shamed. I've had a lot of sugar, but I've never been told that. Yeah, like, well, I will say, very straight talking dentist, if they're not happy with you, that you know. But I kind of need that. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I need someone to be like a little firm with me and tell me that I am ruining my teeth and stuff like that. And like, I have had to change dentists since then because of moving house and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, since then I think I've been a lot better. And when I went to my dentist for the first time this time, they could see, they were like, I can see that you've had some fillings and stuff before. Were they because of this, that, and that? And I was like, no, they were because of orange juice. And they were like, right. It's like, yeah. So now my current dentist is also up to speed that I'm quite open about it. It's like, nope, those were bad dietary choices. Nothing. I don't require sympathy. You may shame me for drinking orange juice too much. Oh dear. Maybe I am. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. Stops going to the dentist. It's probably not, that kind of attitude is probably not for everyone, but I think for me it's good. My dentist looked at my mouth and said, you've been left-handed, and I was like, how the hell do you know that? Turns out I use my right hand to brush and people generally miss. Oh, that's interesting. Ooh. My dentist tried but failed. During the time when all the sugar intake with me was lemonade. The sugar, okay. I just couldn't drink water, too bland, so I didn't drink enough. Yeah. Oh, I did. See, I don't have that excuse. Like, I don't mind drinking water. I just was very addicted, I think, to the sugar. It wasn't like I don't like water. I've always liked water. I just liked orange juice more. I deserve no sympathy. It was completely my own fault. I will say that I mentioned this the other time when I last went to the dentist. My dentist realized that I was a seamstress. Did you know that's Cthulhu? I got called out for sewing. So I don't think you're going to be able to see this from here, because in my front teeth there is the same point that I do this to, and it started to make a little dent in my tooth where you can see where I keep putting pins in my mouth. And my dentist called it out. They were like, I already know that you sew because you've got a tailor's mouth. And I was like, a what? And it's basically a historic thing apparently. I've looked into it since then, but that people put the pins and they pull it through with their mouth and stuff like that, and it gently wears away at the tooth. Not in a really bad way, but like you'll have like a slightly misshapen front tooth because you keep pulling it and like keep putting stuff in it. And yeah, I hadn't been called out for it before, but I did get called out for it this time. It's, to be fair, probably about time. I'm trying to stop putting things in my mouth. They didn't call out as a problem. They were like, it's just we can tell. But so I guess it's not that bad, but yeah, they can tell. B, thank you for the luck. I appreciate it. Good morning. The Elvin, thank you for the follow as well. I hope you're doing well. Welcome. If you drink water after taking any sugar, it balances out. Does it? Oh, nice. I'll do that then. I drink lots of water every day, and I don't understand why people have a problem with it. It's just, but just because I add a little coffee. Is it because you're judging their stitches? No, they're judging me. But again, I need to be judged sometimes. So maybe what you can discover about purple hair teeth. Yeah, for sure. Like, I didn't realize this was a thing until I looked it up afterwards, and like I mentioned it on stream and people were like, yeah, tailor's mouth. And I was like, what? That's a thing? It is a thing. And we all have the same little dent in our teeth from where we're like biting stuff. Elvin, hi January. Oh, Lena, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We're talking about going to the dentist. I've had to go to the dentist. Well, I went like this time last year, but then a few of you know I had a bit of an incident earlier this year where I ate a rock by accident and I broke a couple of my teeth, and so I had to have that fixed. But yeah, for the most part these days, I do occasionally have problems with them, like I just do, I guess, but for the most part, my dentist seems pretty happy with it. Oh dear. Excuse me, sorry, hick, double hick. Oh, all the hicks from YouTube yesterday are lost into the ether now. Those hicks never existed. Oh dear, for reference, it was not deliberate. They were eating crisps at the time. Oh yeah, no, sorry. I'm not even defending myself. I'm like, yeah, just for, you know, the reason why I had to do this was I ate a rock. Yeah, in my defense, yes, I didn't see the rock there and it was in my packet of crisps. ADD, so I bit on a fork. Ooh. That makes my like teeth sound on edge. I feel like it'd be that kind of feeling of just Oh dear. I also bite food off forks, so this is when you eat food off a fork, do you use your teeth or do you use your lips? Out of interest. Sorry, everyone in chat, anyone can answer this. It's not directed at anyone in particular. I use my teeth. I've always used my teeth to take stuff. I don't like using my lips. My lips don't touch food. I don't like it. I'm always like, if I want to take something off a fork. But like, most of my family don't do that. A couple of them do, but most of them did not. Oh dear, and they used to say that they could always tell when me or another family member were eating because they could hear us biting the fork. Oh, great, because every time I take a bite, it makes like a noise, you know, because I bite the fork. Not hard, but like hard enough that you can hear like the clattering. Yeah. Oh dear. I use my lips. Use tongue. This is becoming a cursed conversation very quickly. Generally lips, but I use teeth if it's firmer food. I don't bite the fork though. See, I do. I do with every single bite that I take, I will bite the fork. Finger, fair, understandable. Yeah. Oh dear. The teeth life is not for everyone, but it is for me. Oh dear. What if, okay, let me add something to it. What if the food is spicy? What if you know the food's going to be really spicy? Do you still use your lips or do you use your teeth then? Out of curiosity. Because that's one thing. I just can't imagine eating spicy food with like using my lips. Because like then I'd get it all over my lips. And I'm assuming that that would hurt. Like it would be even more spicy to eat it like that. And maybe you enjoy the spice. Maybe that's like, you vibe with that, but nah. Teeth all the way. Teeth can't tell if your food is spicy or not. Oh dear. Also, we are working our way up. We've got a few little bows starting to appear here. Oh, I like the spice. Fair. Oh dear. I think it depends. If it's like a mild spicy curry, then sure. If it's hot, I don't know about that. I don't know. I will say for like noodles, I think it's probably one of the few things. I still use my teeth, but I do also use my lips. And I only know this because we have some very spicy noodles. I've gotten very, like, this is, by the way, Feathered Phoenix's fault, 100%. Feathered Phoenix threw me down the chute of spicy Korean noodles, and now we have so many spicy Korean noodles in the house, and I had just been stockpiling different brands and stuff because I've actually really enjoyed them. They're really good. If you haven't had a chance to try them and you are like, pot noodle sucks, you're right. But spicy Korean noodles are great. I don't think I've had any that haven't been spicy is the only thing. Even if they say that they're mild, they are still what I would consider like a fair level of spice. But we like the hot ones because they make you sweat a little bit and that's nice. But yeah, they're hot. And like when they touch my lips, I feel that. Like I feel like the numbing over your lip as you eat it. It's kind of mad. Why are you eating them with a fork and not a pair of sticks? Because we only have a few chopsticks in the house, and I'm sorry, I just don't. They're in a different cupboard to the forks. Let me eat my noodles with a fork. Wait, does eating them with chopsticks make them less spicy? Yeah, they Feathered got me into. It's just the red. I think it's a Shin Ramyun. It's like one of the standard ones. And since then, I have been experimenting. I have been trying some other ones. I have cold noodles now for summer, which I didn't. Okay, you hear cold noodles, and at least maybe I heard cold noodles, and I was like, that sounds like kind of slimy and gross. I don't know if I'm gonna like that. But I've had them now a few times, and they're fantastic. Like, especially with all the hot weather we've had recently, they have been getting me through lunchtimes when it's been hot. Like, yes, they're a bit spicy, but like, I don't know why. First of all, the spice doesn't stick around for very long. So like, maybe like 10 minutes after you eat them, you won't even realize you've had anything spicy. Like, it doesn't hang around, which is kind of nice, honestly. But then also, just like, they're really cooling but like filling. I don't know. It's just a really good meal, man, for the hot weather. I don't know why I've never had it before. That's kind of one of those vibes where it's like, how have I lived up to this point in my life and not realized that there are like specific cold noodles that are really good for summer and they taste really good. Like, what the heck? So yeah. I'm living now. I'm doing great. Because before I was really struggling to eat my lunches because it was so hot, and you don't want to eat something hot when it's hot. Oh dear. But yeah, for these, oh my god, 10 out of 10. I just wish they were in more stores because we're a bit out there. We're a bit more away from civilization, and so there's no way I can buy it in store. I have to get it online every time. So we just bulk buy. We'll have like 14 noodles arrive at the house every now and again. And it's like, great, good stuff. 10 out of 10. It actually makes food less spicy because it chills out to the bottom of the bowl. Oh! That might also do that, yeah. Yeah, it's like, I taste this, it's got like a nice kick to it, but it's kind of like a sweet spice. The ones that I've been having. I could find out, what have I been eating recently that I've been enjoying? To anyone who has more variety in their food, like the foods they can buy, this is gonna seem really boring, but like for me, as someone who I guess eats a lot of Indian food, that's about it. This is nice variety. I'm enjoying it. Bimin men. Bimin men? Yeah. That's the type. It's like it's like a sweet spicy and very cold, and it's really good. I love it. I love it. It's so good. Honestly, I'd love to go, because these are obviously all based on actual dishes for the most part. I would love to go somewhere, maybe Korea, but maybe just London. Somewhere that actually does these dishes, you know, not in their noodle, like pot noodle style form, like actually go and get it. I'd love that one day. Oh. There's another cold noodle that I wanted to try, but I can't remember what that one's called. I'll get back to you on the other cold noodle I'm interested in. But yeah, have been enjoying it. 10 out of 10. I feel like people in the UK would really like this, because people in the UK like spicy food. Like, I know it's a meme that we don't spice our own food, and honestly, fair, but like, we do like other people's spicy food. So I feel like if there were more places that did stuff like this, that they'd actually go down pretty well with the British public. Oh dear. There we go. Wow. This one, by the way, for anyone who's a bit newer here or hasn't seen this, this is the Smocking, the biggest panels of Smocking. These ones take the longest. So we are going relatively quickly, honestly, but this one we've already worked into it even before starting stream today in 8 hours about. So just getting to the point where we start stream, actually it's probably a little longer than that because of the painting, but if we ignore the painting, it's about 8 hours. We discussed it the other day, they're about an 11-step process. So it's very, very slow, but it's worth it. It looks like... Give me one to show you. It'll look like this when it's finished, but this one will be bigger than this one. So yeah, it's worth it. It's just a very slow process. Oh dear. But hey, now we're making it on 2 platforms, so maybe it'll go twice as fast. I don't think that's how it's gonna go, but that's okay. I can't go for super, super long today. There's something else I need to finish, or that I'd like to get finished behind the scenes, which maybe, if it goes well, we might be able to work on in the next couple of days live on stream. And that is the VTuber for the... So again, anyone new here, I also make and rig VTubers. We had a competition giveaway for a VTuber the other day because we hit all of our charity milestones, which was run by another Twitch streamer called Crackle. And so we are making their model right now, and I'm doing most of the designing stuff behind the scenes because I don't want chat to influence their design too much. You know, at the end of the day, it's their thing. But hopefully I can take it on stream to do some of the rigging, because I would like to show... Honestly, I think a lot of you guys will really, really like their design. I'm not tooting my own horn too much this time because it is actually their own design. And yeah, what they've made is really, really cool, and I'm very pleased to turn it into a VTuber. So yes, I think a lot of you will really like it. Oh. Awesome! Good morning! I hope you're doing well. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, we finished the base Smocking for this yesterday. It took about 8 hours. We did 4 of them on stream. I did the other 4 the day before, off stream. We're now doing all of the top Smocking to make it a bit neater up top. That's my goal for today, is to get the top Smocking done on this piece so that I can start sequining and getting it all beaded. I do need to do some more embroidery around the side on some of them at some point, but it's just, that's the one where I have to do it in the front camera because there's no way I can show you it on the desk, and I just feel a little guilty still doing that on stream because you really can't see much of what I'm doing, and I wish I could find a way of showing it to you, but it's such a fiddly part because you're wrapping embroidery threads around a pencil and then like making that poof stitch in shape. It's very fiddly. There's just some process, I guess, that are a little hard to show without like a specific camera setup for that one technique. But it does look really good. Like, I'm very pleased with how it looks. So even though it's a little fiddly to show on stream, I'm very pleased with it. Oh, oh dear. Oh dear. There we go. Yeah, the fact that it takes this long just to do one row It's quite dramatic, but that's okay. This is the last one of the light purples that needs smocking done. After this, we do still have 5 of the dark purples that need it. I've been favoring the light purple because you can easier see the grid on the light purple than you can the dark. I should say both ways I can see it's just fine, but the camera doesn't really pick it up very well on the dark purple. So I've been favoring doing the light purple, and because of that we've done a lot more of it. We still have samples of the dark purple, and I do actually really like how that one turns out. I think it looks really cool because we have our daytime color palette and our nighttime color palette. So I still think it looks pretty cool, but yeah, it just the grid doesn't show up very well on that one, which makes sense. It is a much darker color. I just really like these purples. They're such unusual fabric purples. Like, they're really good. I like them. I like them a lot. They look fantastic. Fantastic. Oh dear. There we go. What? Ooh. Nice. Yeah, otherwise there's a lot of work to do now at this point. I am a little... So one, okay, let me give you a little insight into where my brain's been going recently. I'm a little concerned about the size of the outer arm. So I have into the design some of these overlapping. However, like having made them now, they're quite thick, and I'm not sure how much I actually want them to be overlapping. So I might slightly redo the pattern, and what I'll do is I will keep most of them not overlapping. Oh, it's like on my desk there. What is that? Oh, is it from the mug? Did I spill some of the ginger around the... Yeah, that's what that is. Okay. I have to get a wipe on that later. I'll avoid that small section. I was like, it's like sticky on my desk. What is that? Squash. Great. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the way I was originally gonna have them, I have a couple here I can use as examples that have their edges finished, but I was going to have them overlapping a bit like that, but having finished a few of them and seeing how thick that is, I don't really want to do that. I think I probably wouldn't want to overlap more than maybe just the very, very bottom bit. So what I'm going to do, once all of these are finished, I'm going to remeasure how big they are if only like the very, very top bit is overlapped. And then maybe on the last one, do one big poof one and put some like decoration over it so it looks like that's on purpose. I think it will make the hole just a little bit bigger. I don't think it should be too much, but I do need to double check and test it and stuff because it is different to the pattern that I have originally made for myself. But I think it will look just a little bit better, so I think it'll be worth it. We'll see, we'll see. Ah dear. That's where my brain's been going. It's been looking at how thick these end up being and being like, shoot. I haven't prepared for that. It's good that they end up being thick because they're very stiff. They'll hold their own shape without any extra support in there and stuff, which is good because I do want them to be really poofy and sticky out and stuff. And I do think they'll do that. The downside is that because of that, they're really thick. But we'll work with it. It's not like we've never worked with a thicker fabric before. And the jacket is removable, so the jacket has the whole sleeve attached to it, so it goes the whole way down. That's completely removable, so even though it's made of thicker fabric, if it's warm, I can just take it off. So I'm not too worried about it. It's not one of those costumes like Mateus had a lot of, like, the petticoats were really hot and I couldn't remove them. This is, if there's an element that I think is going to be a little bit hotter, I'm just going to have it as a removable section like this. Because yes, nah, I've done that before. I'm good. I'm okay with them being removable. Oh dear. Interesting how we modify our designs when we get new information, like how I'm changing the designs so they are more open, so hopefully it won't take as long to embroider. Yeah. It's like, I think it happens, especially if you're making your own patterns and designs and stuff. Like, it's gonna happen that you're gonna be like, I could continue as I'm going, but like, does it really make a lot of sense to completely follow this 100%? Maybe not, now that I've got new information. Yeah, no, I need to change it up a little bit. But I don't think it's going to be too bad. I mean, a lot of the pattern will be the same because you know, all of these strips are already made and cut and stuff. It'll just be having a little look at that shoulder, and the inside pieces won't change. It'll just be the outside piece, which I guess is the more important piece because it's the one that you see, but you know, it means I don't have to redo every single bit. Keith, good morning, I hope you're doing well. We are doing some, well, we're currently working on the very last light purple bit of smocking. It is a big one, but we are getting the neatening stitches on the top in so that we can kind of see these are the bits that haven't been done. This line so far is the only one we had done, but we've been adding all of the little bows and stuff, making it a little bit neater. Yes, well, the aim today is to get all of the smocking bit done so that we can focus purely on embroidery beading and sequining, on the light purple at least. That's the goal. And Sky, good morning! I hope you're doing well as well. Welcome, welcome. I was already leaning towards changing the designs some as I preferred the less busy ones after a few test embroiders. Then I did the maths and I really needed to not take 2 weeks to embroider all the fabric. Yeah, I think that's fair. Oh, that is one thing. So I am not using a sewing machine for this project. It's just a fun little my goal, you know, goal that I want to do with this costume. But I am going to use my embroidery machine, which might seem like cheating to some people. Fair. It's my own challenge though, which I've given to myself. So I'm not going to be using my sewing machine or any of the sewing machine functions, but I am going to be using the embroidery machine just to get some like standard stitching into a couple places, because there is no point in me doing that by hand. I am doing hand embroidery everywhere on this costume. I need to take a break on some bits, and that is the lower half of the sleeve. So I think I've already digitized my design and everything. I've been doing that behind the scenes because they're not very exciting. It really is just like the bare bones is digitized, the rest of it isn't. But yeah, I've been doing that behind the scenes, and I need to set it up. So I might actually put away my sewing machine and bring out my embroidery machine, because it'd be useful to get that started. Because like as Cthulhu said, like it does just take a while to get embroidery done. Like you kind of, as long as you're nearby to change threads and stuff, you don't have to be right there all the time. But it's slow. It's slow. It takes a while. So it'd be good if maybe I could get that started, just so I can get like a little bit of a head start when we get to the lower half of the arm. Because there's do I have a way I can show you what I'm doing? Yeah, actually I do. I do, because I have it in my book. So ignore that. It's pretty early on, I think. Yeah, so it's the lower part of the sleeve here. Will have these embroideries on it. And those embroideries are this one for the sun and this one for the moon. So we have two different ones. The bits that I am doing are literally the clouds. Like it's just the white part on this one and the purple part on this. These are literally the two bird embroidery files that I've stuck in. That's all I am doing on the embroidery machine. The rest of it is printed out pizzas. Like the bits in the middle are both going to be printed out from the 3D printer so that we can have the custom beads in the center. I am going to hold off a while on doing those because I don't have the space to set them up yet, but eventually they will be. And then it's just sequins, embroidery. I do want to do some proper satin stitches, just larger stitches as well. Yes, it's literally just those. But eventually it will make like these once they're all together. So yes, 'tis the plan. We'll get there. But yeah, I just didn't see the point in doing that base embroidery, like, where there's no reason to. Like, it doesn't show any particular skill that I'm not already showing elsewhere, so I'm not going to do it. It's me wasting my time. I am doing good, thank you, Skies. I am. We actually streamed on YouTube for the first time yesterday, and it went really good. Not cheating, can you imagine how long my project would take without technology? Yeah, it's more just like I could do it by hand, but it would take longer, so I'm just gonna do it like this. And my challenge at the end of the day was to do it without using a sewing machine. And you know what? I'm pretty sure we can do that. Well, the other thing as well, I am using a lot of methods that you can't physically do on a machine. There is no smocking machine. There are gathering machines, but no smocking machine. And even then, they still have to be worked by a human. But yeah, no. I just wanted to give myself a bit of a challenge with the costume, and the challenge that I have chosen to give myself is no sewing machine. And so far, it kind of just forces you to learn more about stitching and like things that you can not do on a machine so that it looks impressive. So I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. Oh dear. It also means it's going to be a hell of a lot of embroidery. But again, that's stuff that I enjoy, so I'm okay with that. Okay, first line is done. How long did that take? An hour? Although I will say I was chatting a bit in there, so probably less than an hour. But that's the first line. My god. Wow. It takes a while, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Oh dear, it's good to challenge yourself, they say, laughing, yeah. I can't wait to explain that to the judges whenever I do enter this into a competition. They're like, so why didn't you use the sewing machine? For fun! For fun, I thought it'd be way more fun to just hand stitch every single seam. Yeah, can't wait for that conversation, that's gonna be great. Oh dear. Again though, it's a nice challenge and it is forcing myself. Like, I would not have taken up smocking. There's a lot of other things that I wouldn't be like, you know, researching if I hadn't had this challenge. So it's good for expanding my skills outside of a sewing machine. As much as I love my sewing machine, it's a very good machine. It's nice to have a little break from it and do something that I couldn't normally do. There we go. Even if it does take hundreds of hours. Like, so many hours. Where are my beads? There they are. So the middle two lines have beads on them. The outside line doesn't. The reason is it's really, really close to the bias tape, so we just do our beads down the center two lines since they're the only ones where you'll actually see it. Yes. You sound like my brain when I think about what I'm doing. It's like, it's a great idea. It's gonna be really easy to explain why I'm doing this as well. Oh, there. I actually do need some more thread though, because I'm running a little short. I might also just grab a wipe because it's really annoying me that there's just a little bit of the table that's sticky. 2 seconds. I'm just gonna hide my screen. I'll be right back. I think the wipes are just outside. Hello, sorry about that. Yeah, like literally just outside. It's just the top one was a little dry. Yeah, it's just gonna annoy me otherwise. I don't want the fabric to get sticky. I think it's fine if the fabric gets sticky, but I also would prefer that it didn't, you know? Let me just give that a little wipe. At the bottom of the mug, a little wipe as well. There we go. No more stickiness, please. I think I got everything. It's difficult to tell when it's invisible, right? Where might I need to be? There you go. Cool. It's better. It's better. I still feel it a little bit, but it's better. Oh dear. Every tech computer programmer I know it's just like utterly ridiculous when I ask. I said right because I could. But I have the right to ask that. Yeah! Oh dear. Yeah, I normally would use a sewing machine because I actually quite enjoy sewing on a machine, but I do like giving myself a bit of a challenge. With Mateus, it was to keep the price down. So on Mateus, we didn't spend more than £20 a month on it. Overall, the entire costume cost just over £200, which might sound like quite a lot, but it's not. Considering how many hours we worked into that costume and like how it ended up looking, £200 is pretty nifty. I'm very, I will forever be proud of like how cheap we got that costume. And this one, even to be fair, this is more expensive than Mateus was, but it's actually not that much more expensive. The main one is material costs because we're doing things like smocking, which do take so much fabric. But actually, it's not that bad. And I also bought my fabric on Christmas Day, where it had like 30% off plus my 10% off. I had got a really good deal because I bought it on Christmas Day. Oh, I mean, I wasn't doing anything else on Christmas, so it's like, why not buy myself all of the fabric? But that cost me $200 was dang impressive. Yeah, I'm really pleased. And like most of the price went on beads, like easily. Like the majority of the costs on that costume were beads. I was buying in bulk, which did make it a lot cheaper, but yeah, still, even with buying in bulk, yeah, the bead cost was intense. I will say the bead cost of that has made this costume a lot easier though, because I still have a lot of beads left over from Mateus. that I can use on this one, which is pretty good. Here we are. All right, now the rose with the beads. Let's go. Let's go. See if we can do the next one just a little bit quicker. Wow. Oh, oh. No knots, please. There you go. I'm also getting a little bit too warm. Just a tiny bit. Just a teeny tiny bit. I think probably initially, yeah, I'm now feeling a little cold. I'm at that awkward temperature where it's not enough without the jacket, but with the jacket it's just a little bit too much. I need like a thinner jacket. Ugh. I do have another thinner knitted one somewhere, but I have a feeling I've used it to wrap something up where we moved house because it's not with any of the clothing. So I think we're gonna find, like, we're gonna open one of the craft boxes later and I'm gonna find something wrapped in my jacket. I mean, it's okay. I don't need it desperately or anything. It's not like I'm doing that much, but yeah, I have a feeling there's a few items of clothing that I've not found after moving house, and I think that there's probably a box with like my jackets or trousers wrapped around them or something. There we go. And down there. Nice. It's so small on the cameras. It's so small. I mean, they're small in real life as well, but not so small as they look to you. Before, can I ask to do that laugh again so I can clip it? And then, oh god! Oh dear. I don't know if I could do it again. If you don't want to clip, can you record it and send it to me? I mean, you can clip it. I just don't know that I could do it again, you know? I have what do you call it? Performance anxiety. And you can go back and clip the one from before if you like. Oh dear. But I don't know if I can do it on command. Normally with any of the noises that I make, I can only do it when I don't think anyone's noticing it. Performance anxiety with body noises, except for hiccups. I can do those whenever. I have no control over them though. At some point I would like to get a clip of, but I want to get a clip of it not on stream. This might sound weird, but because stream I've got lots of noise filters on it, so it doesn't sound nearly as bad as it does in real life. I want to clip you a real life hiccup and have it as one of my up to 100. I need to work on that a little bit more, to be honest. It slipped my mind for a moment, but I have thought of some noises that I would like that I could add. Oh dear. There we go. I think this bit wouldn't take so long if you didn't have to like slightly adjust the bow as you're stitching it to make sure that it's maintaining its form and not overlapping itself too much. There we go. Ooh. Like that. Discord jelly hiccups are terrifying. Yeah, welcome on in, Sonny. Those are my unfiltered hicks. When they don't have the Twitch filters on them, like through Discord, for example, they are so much worse. Because that's how they actually sound. I think they actually sound almost like kind of quaint on Twitch. Like, yes, they are loud and they do kind of come out of nowhere, but they're not that bad. But you get like, when you don't have the filters, you get like the breathiness behind them, which I don't think really translates much on stream, where, so I don't know how you would describe it, but it sounds like there are two people hiccuping at once a lot of the time, where like you could almost hear like a second hiccup within the first hiccup. It's very demonic. It's, some of them get really, really bad. Oh dear. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. I would rather spare most people from what my hiccups actually sound like. Because what they actually sound like is pretty horrifying, and it's very loud. Oh dear. Then yes, that would be an awesome sound alert. Yeah, I want to get it at some point. It's just hard because like I can't take them from Twitch. It's just not right. Like the ones when I've heard people clip them on Twitch, like yeah, they sound pretty intense, but it doesn't capture like the breathiness of it and like the sound of like almost two people doing it at once. And I want that. So I need to get that from somewhere else. But then I feel like I'll just be sat on OBS waiting for myself to hiccup because I can't do it on command. I'll just be sat on OBS like, come on Jelly, hiccup. Do it. So that I can record it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to spend my afternoons doing that. One day I'll bother, but I have not bothered yet. Oh dear. Can you record yourself on your phone or something? So that it's already recording when you hic? My phone recording, I can, but it's not very good. I do think it would arguably sound worse on my phone because it would have like the distorted nature of a bad recorder. But yeah, it wouldn't be like a very accurate portrayal, but it would be very disturbing. So maybe it would get the vibe across better. Anyway, also good morning, Sunny. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. This is the last one of the light purple to be smocked. We have done so much. So much has been finished. It's getting there. We're getting to the point where it's all coming together for one arm because there's two arms and I need to get all the stuff for the other arm done too. But like, look at all this. Look at all this stuff. We got all of these pieces everywhere. All this smocking. Oh my god. All this. Whoa. We got so much done. A lot of them are starting to get outlined and then they do look so much more finished. Like even when they're not stitched together, just having like the embroidery down the side. So this one needs the stitch neatening on the other side with the extra beads. And then it needs to be folded over a piece of felt and then stitched onto the back like so. That one's nearly done. A lot of them this one needs its white embroidery and then the rest of it. The ones that have the white embroidery need to be, like this one, will need to have the edges stitched in. And then there's two here that have had the edges stitched in, but need to have the embroidery done over the top and then the beading. So they are all slightly different stages of done, but like the most of the smocking is done for these ones. It's just this one that still needs smocking. Everything else is just beading and embroidery work. So we are zooming. Smoke around and find out. Yeah, Cicada, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. Yes, I'm smoking around and finding out. Mainly finding out that I actually really enjoy smocking and I find it very relaxing. This is all good things. All good things. We do have quite a few more of the dark purple because I've only done the smocking on 4 pieces of the dark purple and there's 9, so I still have 5 more that need smocking. But we take our small victories, right? Our small victories is we've nearly finished one arm, or the top of one arm, I should say, because yes, it is. there is an inside. There is the bottom. There's a few other bits and bobs, but we're getting there. You know, progress has been made. I do need to get some, I think it's horsehair braid is what I'm looking for. But weirdly, I thought that I had some because like, I'm pretty sure I remember packing it, but then I've got here and I don't seem to have any, so I might have to go nip into the market and pick up some braid. So thickening out the bottom of the arm so that it holds its shape. But other than that, we're pretty good. Is the body also going to be smocked? So it's complicated. So for the jacket, there's a top panel here on both sides and the back panel. I'm thinking to only do like a small amount of smocking on the back because I kind of want like a design in the center of like a moon. But the front panels have some smocking on it, the same smocking. And the trousers have a different style of smocking on them, which has a lot of embroidery incorporated into it. So the smocking is a little less involved, but the embroidery is quite heavy. That's the trousers though. The jacket, it's textured, but I don't think it's smocked, if I had to say. So like the double. It's textured. There might be some small elements of smocking in it, but it's not going to be quite to the same degree as the arms. The hat, however, is smocked. So the smocked parts are the shoulders and a little bit at the top, the hat and the trousers. I still need to actually learn the smocking that I want to do for the hat because I know what it looks like, but I've not done it. But yes, we'll get there. It's a bit of a process, isn't it? And that's not even. I'm keeping what we're doing on YouTube secret because I want to and I'm enjoying that. We have a little secret YouTube chat, but we are also working on something on YouTube starting. I'm gonna guess next week. So we did a stream on YouTube yesterday and it went really well and I really enjoyed it. We talked a little bit about it, and rather than doing the same stuff on Twitch that we're doing on YouTube, so same stuff on YouTube that we're doing on Twitch, it'd be better to do a different part of the costume so that it doesn't feel like you're having massive time jumps. Oh, so Squishy! Thank you for the follow! Good morning! I hope you're doing well. So yeah, I just don't, I didn't want to do the same stuff on both platforms. Like the same costume, yes, but the same exact stuff, no. Because otherwise the Twitch audience will miss out on bits where they've like, say it just happened to be that like we'd finished all the parts of the jacket and then I put it together on YouTube. Like, I feel like that's not very fair. So we're gonna keep doing the jacket on Twitch, and then we're gonna be doing a different part of the costume on YouTube. That way the separate audiences don't feel like they're missing out on like the interesting parts of that specific element, you know? And they'll all come together at the end. Yes. And it also keeps them a bit separate in my brain, so I can like work on one thing in the morning and one other thing in the afternoon. And that's good for me. Splits it up nicely. Hello, hi Squishy. I hope you're doing good. We are doing some smocking at the moment. I don't know if you're familiar with smocking. We did the base smocking. I then went back and painted it, and now we're going in and adding all these tiny little bows around the outside. It is a little far away from finished at this point, but I do have examples of what it looks like when it's finished. There we go. It will end up looking like this, but bigger. This is a bigger one, but it takes a really long time. It's a slow heckin' process, but we're getting there. We're getting there. And this is the last one. We've been doing this for months. And yeah, it's slow, but relaxing work. I think that is important. If you're going to do something that takes a really, really long time, having it be relaxing and something that you can kind of just do in the evening absent-mindedly, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's very relaxing. Pretty much all elements of this are pretty relaxing. The only bit that I tend to find a little bit less relaxing, and it's not because it's difficult, it's the embroidery through the middle of the stars, because you really have to push it to get through the sequins. So it's not that it's hard, it's just not physically relaxing. Like, there's a lot of arm effort going into it. The rest of it though is very, very relaxing, and that's a very small part of this 11-step process. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy. I'm so glad people are okay with watching stuff like this. I know we talk about all sorts of stuff while we do it, but I'm glad people don't mind that I just spend hundreds of hours doing the same thing over and over again. It makes my brain very happy. I love doing this kind of stuff. So is there padding in the middle of it? No, yeah, no padding. So I have a piece of felt to back it, but otherwise it's just like the fabric layered over itself again and again. So with these bits here, for instance, the bits that are poofed up, on the back, when we're doing the initial smocking, it creates these little like flaps. I've sewn them together into little squares, and those then end up being the squares that poof up later. So it's all one piece of fabric. What I will say is when we start this, the piece of fabric is this is a third of the initial size. So this was too big for the camera easily initially. But yeah, when you smock it, different smocking does different things. This one reduces the fabric 2/3. Yes. Of its initial size. So it starts off really, really big and it becomes very, very small. Actually, I do have some examples. Wait, I could find it. Because I haven't done the other color yet. It's not going to look exactly the same because I'm doing this in 2 colors. But that's a small piece, isn't it? Where's the big piece? There should be one really big piece left that is like this one. No, not that one. That's the second smallest. I'm getting good at recognizing the pieces, to be fair. That's not it. Wait, what up? Wait. I have 5 pieces left to smock. Where have all of these come from? Is it that one? Wait. Have I cut too many pieces? I might have. This one, that's the medium, right? That's one bigger. Wait, why do I have so many? Oh, I've cut too many. For God's sakes, Jelly, what are you thinking? I only got 4 pieces left to smock. Why do I have like 8 pieces of fabric? And where's the big one? Oh god, I thought that... You know what, I needed to know this. I'm gonna assume that that's meant to be the big one. What's confusing me is that there's another... I've already done... Are they not the biggest? Oh, they're not! Those must be the second biggest. So I haven't done any of the biggest of the other one? Oh, okay, well, in that case, this is an example of it before it's done, and this is an example afterwards. Wait, where's my fully trimmed one? There it is. This is an example afterwards. So it starts off this size, it ends up being this size. Oh dear, that's confused the heck out of me. I thought, but actually now that I look at them next to each other, like this is longer. I thought I'd done the two longest pieces from the dark purple, but it turns out I've done the two second longest. So I have 3 of the longest and then 2 of the second shortest. God knows why I've done it in that order. I think as long as I can work out, it's fine, but... Oh dear. I have done a confusion on myself. It's a big pile of fabric next to me. I have it in the drawer next to me. Yeah, so I don't have it stacked next to me because I don't want it to like get dust on it, but there's a little drawer in my desk and I have them in there. Like any of my pre-cut pieces. Normally I keep them labeled or attached to like their pattern, but these ones I haven't because they're all just rectangles. That's my bad. Clearly it's I'm suffering for it now because I'm confused. Ah, dear. That's kind of annoying. I thought I'd done really well. I thought I'd done like the 2 biggest and the 2 smallest from the dark purple. Turns out, nope. Only just because the bigger the piece, the longer it takes, right? I mean, I'm okay with that. I can do 3 really long pieces. If I was to do the base smocking, so the base smocking for a big piece takes 8 hours, and then it takes about, I want to say 3 to 4 hours to do the neatening stitches, which is what we're doing right now on the top. And then, yeah, so 8 hours for the grid and the base. Neatening stitches, would say 4 hours. We'll err on the side of caution and give me a bit longer. That's 12 hours. Sequining only takes like an hour or 2. I say 2 hours on sequining because for a big piece. And I'll say sequining and embroidery actually. I'll do 2 hours sequining and embroidery, so that's 14 hours. All the trimming and edging and stuff like that, put that in an hour, so that's 15 hours. And then, oh, I didn't include the painting. It's fine, we'll ignore the painting, pretend the painting took no time at all. And then putting the edge on maybe like half an hour. But then the stitching itself, like the pretty stuff, takes about, God, takes a long time. Like 4 hours on a big one. And then the beading and neatening, and then adding the back. Probably about 22, 23 hours at this stage. Used to be a bit longer for some of the older pieces because I was a bit slower. I have sped up a little bit. Maybe 22 hours per longer one to have it from the start to finish. And I need to do that 3 times. That'll be 66 hours. And then 2 of the smaller ones, which will probably be closer to 18 hours, I'd say. Because they're not smallest, they're just smaller. Yeah, we've probably got like 100 hours. Don't worry, everyone. If you really enjoy this part of the costume, I've still got like 100 hours left before it's finished. But I have nearly finished the first arm, so that's good. Oh dear. I mean, how much have I got on stream of this already? Probably quite a lot, right? I'm assuming, because I save most of my VODs. Very rarely do I ever have to remove a VOD, and it's normally because of copyright. Is there... How can I find myself? Crafty jellyfish VOD. Fish. Oh, just a crafty fish. No, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. I need the jelly in there. Yes, the streaming one. Playlists. The collector already has 38 videos. I think my average stream time is 4 hours. So 38 times 4. There's already over 100 hours on this. Hey! Hey! Any chance there could be a timer of time left? I don't know. I could always use more time, to be honest. It's my own fault. I keep picking techniques that take a really long time, but they're just so relaxing, you know? There's just something about it where it's like, I'm able to talk about whatever the hell I want while I'm sewing, right? Because this is like, it's very much, your body gets used to it and you could just chat about anything. It's a pattern work, right? So you're doing the same pattern over and over again. Very rarely do I have to use my brain. Not very rarely. It's mainly just the grid, and that's the very first step, which I've been mainly doing off stream just simply because I have to use my brain. And I also get covered in biro whenever I make my grids. But yeah, it's so nice just to join a stream and not have to worry about using your brain. It's pretty good. Thank you for the luck dice. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope that it goes well. I do always feel a bit bad for these like really long playlists of cosplays though, because it's like, who is gonna watch 38 videos, like just starting just to catch up to where we are right now? Like, nah, that's too much. I mean, I guess really I make the VODs for me, not because I'm watching them, but because seeing it is like a physical manifestation of progress, and I like that. It's nice to see the amount of hours that you put into something and then be able to look at the finished result IRL. So I mainly do it for me, but still, I would feel bad for anyone watching the VODs. Gigabob, Psycho, good morning. Yeah, it's great. It's just, you can chat about anything because it's just pattern work. It very much reminds me of knitting and crochet. I don't know if you would agree, but it's like there's some counting and you know bits at the beginning, especially when you're setting it up, that make it a little bit more difficult. But after that, it's just patterns where you're just doing the same pattern over and over and over again until you're finished. And that reminds me of a lot of how I feel when I'm crocheting, where like, especially initially, there are some bits where you need to count and do all of that, but then you kind of just get into a rhythm of it and you're just doing the same thing over and over again until the piece is finished. Oh dear. I mean, we've added some steps, but even with the steps that we've added, like the sequening doesn't take a lot of brain. The embroidery takes like a little bit of, I guess a little bit, but like not really. I know what I'm doing. It's more just like a bit of counting. I've never knitted or crocheted. I have no idea how to do it. Oh, fair. Sorry. I do Oh, can I show you something I've been crocheting? I think you'll like it because you like kind of unusual jumper design, right? I've been making, oh, please excuse the flat bit in it. I'm putting a pocket there, but I've been making a strawberry cardigan. Oh my god, it's so bubbly and thick, and I had all these pastels. I need to get some more though because I am running out. So I'm making a little strawberry with a little pocket that'll go in here. A little strawberry jumper, or cardigan specifically, and it's made out of like the plushy wool, so it's really, really soft. I love it. It's really good. I'm really pleased with it. Again, it's just background work of like, I've been doing that to unwind from whenever I'm doing VTuber stuff, just so I stay away from a screen for a bit. And it's so relaxing. I will say, if you're enjoying smocking, you'll probably like crochet, because for me, they are basically the same experience. It's like a bonbon sweets, yeah! I mean, I'll be honest, I know pastel colors don't really suit me and my complexion. I get that. I have a darker complexion, I have very dark hair, dark everything. So like, pastel colors tend to make me look washed out, but I love them. But I love them and I don't want to stop wearing them. So even though I know technically it's probably not like something that suits me, I still like it. And so I'll still wear it. And especially, I love big oversized cardigans, like especially if they got deep pockets. In the winter, like sitting on the couch and doing some sewing or stitching, like a nice big oversized cardigan, I love that. It's my favorite. And like, since my cardigans, the ones I've had before, are starting to wear down a little bit, I figured why not try making my own? I'm not doing it on stream, I'm just sort of doing it in the evening sometimes if I want to take some breaks from the screen. But I'm enjoying it. It's very relaxing. Oh dear. And honestly, that hasn't taken that long. Like I think that's about 2 evenings. And I'm not particularly quick at crochet, so people could probably go much quicker than me. But like, I think it'd take me a few days, if I was like proper going for it every evening, a few days to finish each panel. And I think there'll be the 3 panels, 1 for the back, then 2 for the front. And then I don't know about the sleeves. I haven't decided what I'm doing for the sleeves yet. I'm literally just measuring against the jumpers that I have as well. I haven't got a pattern for it. I'm just like, the jumpers I have about this size? Okay. I'll go until I reach the end of that. My thought is like with big boxy oversized jumpers, it doesn't really matter if they don't fit because they're not meant to be fitted, are they? So it's okay. It's okay if it's like, I'm just copying the general outline of another jumper that I already have because, yeah. I don't think if I added or took away one row, for instance, it would make that much of a difference. It's meant to be bulky and oversized. Yeah, oversized cardigan's the best. I love it. Oh dear. I love the really colourful ones as well, and I see some. But yeah, not normally with like as many. They're normally like 1 or 2 colours, and I'm like, if it's only 1 or 2 colours, I want it to be really textured, like with the strawberries. I'm just a really big fan of pastel stuff. Oh dear. Even if it doesn't suit my tones, I love it. Oh dear. I think it suited me when I had my hair dyed a little bit lighter, to be fair. But I want to let it go natural for a little bit, which is only half natural because the bottom's green. But like, I want the roots to grow in a little bit just to give it a bit of time to chill, because I've been dyeing my hair. I used to shave my head, so it's probably been since I was shaving my head. And even then I still dyed it, but you know, when you've got it shaved, you don't exactly dye a lot of the hair, so it's probably been consistently being bleached and dyed for about 7 years, I would say, maybe give or take a bit. But I have been dyeing my hair since I was like 16, but yeah, because of the break where I was shaving it, I think probably that's a bit more accurate. But yeah, I just feel a little bad for my hair after all this time, so I'm trying to get it a little bit more natural, just for a little bit. Not because I particularly like my natural colour, it's fine, I just don't think it suits me. More because I just don't want my hair to like be crispy. I just don't want crispy hair for a minute. I want it to get better, and then I'll dye it again. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. You know what, I do need to hydrate. I'm terrible at remembering to do that. Let me have a little hydrate my ginger water. Whoever invented ginger water is a genius. It's so good. It's like kind of spicy but delicious. The Storm's a genius, thank you. So actually it's TikTok's fault. Someone was showing you how to do a strawberry stitch, and I was like, a strawberry stitch? I've never done that in crochet. Let me have a little look. And yeah, it looked kind of up my alley. What's really weird, and like, I don't know, I guess people are just good at different things sometimes. I could pick that up in like 2 seconds. I've done crochet a fair amount and I picked it up really, really quickly. I still can't do a magic circle. Like, still, it has been months and I have been trying so many different methods to try and do a goddamn magic circle so that I can make plushies. That's why I had that wool, because I wanted to practice plushie making, and for some reason it's just not sticking. Like, I just can't get my brain to comprehend how to start a plushie. And it's really frustrating because like I can make strawberries, but I can't make like a circle. Like, this is getting a bit silly now. Crispy Hair Club unite. Yeah. The bottom of the thing is though, I guess announcement for anyone who doesn't know, I'm getting married next year, and I really would like it if I can grow my hair long enough to cut off the bit that's I don't mind re-dyeing it. I just don't want the frizzy bit, if that makes sense. Like under a veil and all that kind of stuff. So I'm growing it so that on my wedding day I don't have to worry about my hair just being like and fried. And it is getting a lot better. It's getting there. It's been a couple months and it's starting to like already feel a lot better. Oh dear. I need to get to God, everything in life is just so much planning. I'm done with planning. After next year, no more planning ever again. I'm done. I'm never moving house. I'm never doing anything else that requires planning. Oh dear. Except maybe the odd charity event on Twitch. I can do that, but I think that's about it. Deary me. It takes so much brain effort. Oh dear. Actually, I don't even think it's the planning. I think it's decision making. What is it? I've heard people talk about before. Decision fatigue. Are you gonna buy your outfit or make it? Who knows? Who knows? Dear, I knows. I knows. I am not saying anything about that. I think there's been a lot of expectations put on me because I do make pretty fancy stuff, so I'm keeping it to myself just for now because I don't want to. I don't know. I mean, I even from like friends and family, I've had like a lot of people expecting certain things. That's like, I don't know. I'm not about that. I'm not about that. I appreciate everyone being like, oh, you could do this, this, and this. It's very sweet of you. It's very kind. I'm just chill. I just don't know if I fancy that, you know? Oh, the Yania! Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. Oh, well, Yania, you do yarn crafts. Look. I can show it off to you as well. It's a really small piece right now because I need to get some more wool. But I'm making a strawberry jumper and I'm very pleased with myself so far. It's all crocheted though rather than knitting, but yeah. I'm trying. I'm not doing it on stream, I'm just doing it in my own time. But it gives me the good hand feelings and I like it a lot. It's good bubbly. Oh dear, is that? Oh, I thought that was Link doing the worm. I was like, oh my god, hell yeah. Link doing the worm? I mean, I still like Link falling over. I'll still take that. Oh dear, good morning though. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. Oh dear, we're doing some more chill smocking streams at the moment, but we're actually getting really close to finishing the light purple stuff. My plan today is to finish the smocking for light purple. Just the smocking part, like we still have all of the embroidery and the sequining and everything like that. But yeah, I need to get that bit finished. I also then probably need to move on and start getting all the smocking done on the dark purple side. But that's another conversation for another day. Also, we streamed on YouTube for the first time yesterday. I'm going to keep announcing it because honestly, that's probably the most exciting thing I've done. Like outside of the charity stream stuff, it's like, well, I did something new. I've never streamed on a different platform, and yesterday we did. And it was janky, which I think is normal for a first stream on a platform. It was janky, but we had a good time. I had a good time at least. I laughed pretty hard at certain, like, when we realized, so again, for anyone who wasn't there, I'm using the same kind of setup, but I've obviously broadcasting to a different place. What we didn't realize, or at least I didn't realize before going live, was that if anyone redeemed an alert, like the Venga horn or something, on my Twitch, it would play it on my YouTube. So people went across to the Twitch channel here and were like redeeming all of my sound alerts, and they were all playing on YouTube with like no warning or anything. And people were doing bit alerts. I had someone do the 69. And it was just like, I would just be there chilling, and then suddenly there'd be like moaning coming out, and it's like, oh my god. Because at least on like Twitch, for the VOD especially, if someone does like a weird sound alert, you can see their name appear on the screen, like this is the person who's redeemed the sound alert. On YouTube, I was just sat there while we had like Google Translate moaning in the background. Don't get me wrong, it was very funny. But yeah, it was something. It was janky, but we had a good time. And we're going to be doing, the plan is, I don't want to work on the same stuff on YouTube that I work on Twitch, because I don't want to, again, I just feel bad if like, because of how it lines up, if we miss any big things on Twitch or YouTube. I basically would want, I want whoever's watching to see from the start to the finish. So we're not going to be making the jacket on YouTube. We'll be making a different part of the costume, so that there's none of that. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. Thanks for the 1650. Yeah. When you played that, I was just sat there like, what is going on? Where's this moaning coming from? People just redeeming all of the ones. We had a party. We still had blue. It was just people using their Twitch channel points. God, I don't know even how you'd stop that, to be honest, so I don't know that I will. I think I'll just leave it there. I got raided on Twitch while I was live on YouTube. Someone raided me with one viewer. Like, they raided using themselves, so that it played my raid alert while I was on Twitch. That's so sorry, it was on YouTube. Hello, 10 out of 10. was very funny. But yeah, the plan is that we won't be doing stuff like, we won't be doing the jacket on YouTube because I don't want to, I wouldn't want to finish elements of the jacket on YouTube when Twitch has been watching this whole time. So we'll be working on the same costume but different parts. So eventually it'll all come together at the end and be like, ta-da! It's all together, all done. Good stuff. That's the plan. Oh dear. And that way nobody hopefully feels like they're missing out too much. And like, if you want to watch both parts, you can. But yeah, that works well for me. And also like YouTube ones are not going to be every single day. Like Twitch, I aim to stream every day where I feel well. But YouTube, it will be, you know, if I get after Twitch stream, have a meal or something, and I'm like, actually I feel like I could go again, I'll schedule one then. So the YouTube ones will be a little bit more sporadic. Like, I don't think I'll be streaming on YouTube again until, well, until something comes in the post, which I need to start that bit. So, yes, when that thing comes in the post, we'll probably be streaming on YouTube a bit more. But I think that'll probably be, did I have an email about that earlier? I don't know if it'll be by Thursday. I'm hoping it will be. Might be Friday. Could be even longer. Wait, what is that? Oh, okay. So I'm having weather warnings. It's like, excuse me, what are these warnings? Okay. I mean, oh, I'm really proud of this. I really want to show you it, but it very much spoils what I'm about to do on YouTube. So it's like, as much as I would like to show you it, I'm trying my best to keep secrets and not spoil things, and I don't want to spoil it, but it does look really, really cool. Show! No! I'm gonna look at it because I'm really, really proud of this. I think it looks fantastic, but I'm not gonna show you. I'm not gonna show you. You'll have to come to my YouTube streams. Oh, oh dear. I did a piece of artwork. I'll put it like that. I've done a piece of artwork for this costume, and I'm having it sent to me so that I can use it for something else for the costume. But I did an art, and I could put it. I could share it with Shifty, then I'd feel really mean to Sonny. Oh dear. I wasn't aware there were YouTube. I mean, neither was I. It's such a new thing that we're doing. Oh dear, share it with me. I'll share it with you because you're an artist, and Sonny is also an artist. But Sonny also was pinging me during stream the other day. Oh yeah, okay, a thing for a thing. Don't worry, Sonny, you'll see it on YouTube in like a few days, so do not worry. It's not. I'm not going to be hiding it for very long. Just for a minute. Wait, where is my cosplay stuff? Where is my cosplay folder? Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Oh, is this going to be a really big file? I think it's fine. I don't think you're going to get the context of this at all, Shifty. Shifty! Wait! That's crazy! Wait, did you draw that, or is that a commission? Because that's crazy! Yeah! Oh my god! That's amazing! Oh, commission! I was gonna say, like, Jesus Christ! That's fantastic! That encapsulates the vibes so 100%. I am spooked. That is so good. All right, yeah, don't worry, sorry. You'll see it in a couple days. I just want to have it printed, yes. They 100% nailed it. Oh my god. The vibes. I want to commission artists. God damn it. Listen, I'm gonna become a millionaire. None of you are gonna see this coming, myself included. I'm gonna become a millionaire, and I'm just gonna commission every artist, and I'm gonna just fill my house wall to wall with art. Just you wait. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna commission. We are being rude. I'm sorry, Sonny. Dear. No wallpaper. Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna paint or wallpaper my house. I'm just going to, if I find a gap, I'll just commission another artist and I'll fill it. We to be fair, we do already have some art that I absolutely love in the house. It's just I don't have disposable income. So when I get to the stage where I have like a little bit of disposable income, just you wait, art community. I'm coming for you to commission everything. But yes, we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh dear. To be fair, I'm not applying for jobs yet, as in, you know, I'm being careful. I was told to, while going through treatment, don't be good, stay in the house, all that kind of stuff. But I'm still job hunting kind of in the background because I really would like to go back to work at least a little bit at some point, right? And I did see a job that that kind of interested me. So they were looking for, the job's closed now, and again, I wouldn't have been able to apply while I'm still going through treatment anyway, but they were looking for people who had a history in costumes or beading, sequining, and sparkly work to work as bridal dress alterations behind the scenes. And I was like, I could do that. I have a history of costumes, beading, sequining, and sparkly things. I have a whole portfolio of this. Unfortunately, it was a full-time position, and there's no way that I can physically go for that right now. Like, I do have to wait. But I might apply as part-time. I might just like send them, be like, hey, if you need someone part-time just for like, you know, a couple days a week, I fit exactly what you're looking for, please hire me. Because I could do that. Normally I look at sewing jobs and I'm like, I can't do that, I don't have the skills. But like this one, I looked at it and I was like, I could do that. That's a job that I could actually do. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait until a little further along until we have a little bit more idea of what my final outcome will be, and then yes, go from there. But I was excited to see a job that I felt like I could actually do that wasn't just retail work, because I always work in retail, and so I saw that and I was like, wait, that is a job I could do that isn't retail. You know, again, there's no way I could take a full-time position right now, and also that would be a very stupid choice considering, but maybe soon. And I was very excited. Oh no, Yarnia, take care. Also working life. No, yeah, you're fine. Take care of yourself, Yarnia. Thank you so much for the lurk. You're good. It would have been perfect, but bridal work is a good shout. Yeah, and there's always bridal work. Lapse in memory. I don't know if I told you. You can tell me, and I will always listen again. Listen, I don't have a good memory either. Tell me again, and I'll be excited. Even if you've already told me before, I'll be excited again. I'll be excited like it was the first time. Oh dear. Yeah, no, I was happy to see that there's a job that like I could maybe aim for outside of retail. So yeah, I was excited about that. I'm not there yet, but soon maybe. Oh my god, party? Hell yeah, that's excitable. We like to party. 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 The banger bus is coming and everybody's jumping. New York to San Francisco, an interstate free disco. The wheels are still are turning and traffic lights are burning. So if you like to party, come on and move your body. Bam 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 bam. Oh dear. Oh wait, I meant to say this to you earlier. There's no pressure because obviously it's been a while. Would you mind checking your DMs? I'm sorry, I was very, very slow on the replying on the day, and it's been a minute, so if it's no longer okay, you're all good. But would you mind sneaky checking your DMs? The government's gonna finance some private and preparing courses equal to Oh my god, wait, you've definitely not told me that. That's definitely news to me. Sonny, congratulations! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Oh my god! Heckin' good. I'm glad. The government is recognizing your skill and the everything. Hell yeah. Oh dear, about damn time. Oh dear, that's so exciting. Yes. Wait. If your government is financing you, are you like a government approved jewelry smith now? Maybe? Maybe government approved jewelry smith? I also found there's only 12 places at the school and 100. Oh, bless you. Hell yeah. Look at you. I can win in. Nah, damn it. It's like when I don't remember if this is still a thing, but like the queen approves, queen approves certain things, And then they're like the Queen approved store. Only 10% get in. That is very heckin'. Oh, Sonny! Oh, I'm so happy for you! Oh, dear. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Not in yet though. No. But still, very heckin' exciting. Woo! Yeah, I need to focus on these courses. Yeah, no, that's fair. Listen, if you need to go right now and like smith a jewelry, you're all good. I won't hold that against you. Oh dear. Hell yeah. Oh, it's so exciting. Oh, wait, 2 seconds. I'm gonna respond to this now, just in case. I could do it. Oh, okay. And that would be... Okay. Oh dear. Not Jelly putting her arm on top of the blade of his... Did I? That sounds about right. Oh dear. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Sonny. That's so cool. Oh dear. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Oh dear. Yesterday, actually, Sonny, I think someone clipped it because when I got my stream report, they were like top clip of the stream. I accidentally clapped while I still had my, like needle between my hand like that, and I clapped my hands together and the needle went straight into both sides. I was just like, oh my god. Oh dear, good times. Yeah, good morning. Oh god. Yeah, there we go. Oh dear. Did I do everything right? Yee! Lama, what the heck? Yeah, sorry. Yesterday we had a bit of a moment middle of stream where I can't even remember what I was excited to talk about. I was excited about talking about some... Oh, I was excited because... so it's Disability Month. Disability Pride Month is in July. It's to do with basically rights being given to disabled people in America, and it happened in July or something. So, but all I know is really that Disability Pride Month is always in July. And on the first day of July, Wales, BBC Wales, the big news people in Wales, did an article on chronic migraine and how disabling it is and what the support that needs to be in place for people like me is. And I was like, what? That's why I was so excited, because nobody ever talks about chronic migraine because it's like super stigmatized and like really it's a lot of people, there's a lot of nasty stuff people say about people like me, about that we're fakers, we just don't want to work, all that kind of stuff. And for most people, it's very difficult to prove otherwise. I'm very fortunate because I've had a lot of scans, because I have stuff that shows up on scans. I have a history of head injury. There's a lot of reasons why, you know, there's a fair chance that I have chronic migraines, whereas a lot of people don't get that, especially because it's really common for it to be caused by things like giving birth and menopause, stuff that also isn't talked about a lot. So yeah, it's just a pretty stigmatized condition all around. And yeah, it's really nice that they did, and they talked to like several people around Wales who were suffering with it, and like when they got it, when they came down with it. The thing as well with chronic migraine, it's not curable. I think that's a really important bit to get across. I've been trying to like ease people into it because I'm obviously going for a treatment for it right now, but it's very important that it's not a curable disease. You have it. Once you've got it, you've got it. And there are lots of things you can do to treat it so that you can still have a good quality of life. But a lot of people seem to think that, especially like, and I've had it in my stream, that I'll go through this treatment and I'll be cured of it forever. Like, I wish that was the case. I wish that was my end result. But no, the best thing that I can hope for is that there is a way that I can get through day by day, and I can still at least work some of the time and stuff like that, and I can manage my triggers so that I don't get ill as often as possible. That is like the end goal. It's not cure, unfortunately. I wish though, but they talk about that, and they talk about a lot of like the lesser known symptoms, especially symptoms that are more specific with chronic migraine rather than intermittent. It's really good. I was so impressed. That's why I got really excited yesterday, because I was like, oh my god, look at this. I can't do my leg because they don't have a pattern. Are you okay? Oh, I would say, respectfully, change doctor. If you can ask for a different doctor at the same surgery, that's really weird. Because people can have migraines like once a year, and like, that's also normal. Or like once, like it's not, like obviously with hormonal migraines, there is like a pattern that you can tend to see, is that like for women, for instance, you might have them at certain times of the month. But outside of that, like if for instance you only get migraines when you eat chocolate, there's not going to be a pattern. You're going to eat it on Monday and then you might eat it in 2 weeks time. Like, I don't know, like what the... Yeah, I mean, keeping a migraine diary or like a headache journal in general is useful when you're looking for a diagnosis, because you can say all of the symptoms you are having, on what days, for what length of time. It's not nice. I hate keeping those journals, but like it can help. But yeah, if they're just flat out saying there's no pattern, so we're not diagnosing you, ask if you can change doctor. Like, that's not, yeah. Mariki, good morning! I hope you're doing well. I was just celebrating some stuff that Wales did. You know, I do think there is a lot, like, no country is perfect and stuff like that, but seeing like such a big news company tackle such a stigmatizing topic, it made me very happy. Very happy. I felt very seen. We don't really celebrate on Twitch, I should say. Like, I'm just terrible at celebrating anything. I also... Disability pride is like one of those things where it's like I always feel a little awkward with it, because I'm obviously trying my best to get as better as I can with the body that I have, and a lot of disability pride is acceptance. And while I do agree that being able to accept your limitations is important, in the case of people like me with chronic migraine, it feels like you're always fighting to get better. Like you're always fighting to like have a little bit of improvement. So sometimes I don't feel like I should celebrate Disability Pride Month as much, but it was nice to see. Like, it was really nice to see. Heck, journals on a personal level. Thank God for journals on a professional level. Yeah, like I want to say like 8 or 9 migraine journals over the years that I've had to keep for different medications and stuff like that. And whenever you look at them, I don't like talking about them, I don't like looking at them. It's a very visual representation of how sick you've been for the majority of your adult life. Like, in my case, it's 7 years worth of me telling a journal over and over again that I had to spend the day in bed, or I couldn't go out, or I had to cancel my plans, or I couldn't go do this thing that I wanted to. So it's like, it's not a happy thing to look at. I don't look at them. The only reason I keep them is if a neurologist needs to look at my history and they don't have it, like, I guess on hand, because I think they only keep 3 years worth on hand normally. I do have the full history of migraine journals. I just don't like looking at them. Like, I know that they make me ill, but no one needs to have it, like, rammed down their throat every day. Oh dear, but it is important for initial diagnosis. Yes. I understand why they have you do it, but I also understand that it's not fun. Yeah. Wallowing in sick can make it even worse, at least mentally. Yeah, mentally, I think it's always made me feel a lot worse to look at stuff like that. I've tried keeping journals for organizing myself, I just can't. So instead of a private Discord which has different channels, okay, I need to keep remembering to write in there to sort them out, but I'm doing better. Huh, that's actually kind of not a bad idea. Okay. sorry, I'm planning a special stream. A special stream, hell yeah. I tried keeping journals for organizing myself. Oh, sorry about that one. I know that's been a big part of why I haven't got better faster is because of making myself sick by wallowing in the bad. Yeah, like I remember, so it was, I had to change medications quite quickly a few times because I was having some negative side effects, and obviously I was having to document all of that, and it was around the same time that I was going through therapy, and they were like, what's one thing that you could do without every day that would make your life just a bit better that you just don't do? And I was like, my migraine journal. You know what would make me happy if I didn't have to do it every single day? this goddamn journal. But yeah, I get it, and it is important, especially because a lot of the time you get better very, very slowly. So you need to see the pattern over a series of weeks to know if anything is actually helping you. Which is why it's important. And I get it, but I hate it also. I also hate it. With my mental health, there's no fast way to get better. You just need to sleep properly, and it takes a long time. Yeah. I am very lucky in many ways. Coming into being like disabled, I had very good mental health. A lot of people get disabled at like the worst point in their life, and it just makes everything 10 times worse. Whereas I got to that point when I was actually pretty in good mental spirits. And so while it did take a big hit to me, it wasn't nearly as bad as it could be because I already had a support system, and I already had like a very good family. I had lots of friends, and it sucked. And I'm not gonna downplay that. It sucked, but I was already in a relatively good place. Yeah. It's all my up and down days. I would say I'm never happy when I'm in the middle of having a migraine. That doesn't happen. No, actually, that's not true. So sometimes I listen to streams, and a lot of streams that I listen to make me laugh and like make me chuckle, and like you can feel like whenever I am having a really bad migraine and I'm laughing, which doesn't happen very often, when it does, you can feel like a weird pulsing in the front of your head. Or for me, I can, where it's like it feels like my brain is hitting the front of my head, and so I'll just be like, ow, 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 ow. As like something funny is happening on someone's stream across the room. It'd probably be one of those things that if you like filmed it from like an extra perspective, it'd be like, what? It's just me like at the other side of the room. Hell yeah. Oh dear. Maybe I can bring my journal to the practice when I get my, fingers crossed, honestly, I hope so. And like, again, it does suck. I don't think anyone likes making journals of all the things they can't do. Or the things that they struggle with, but if it gets you a diagnosis, it's worth it. When my Crohn's got bad, I had to track my bathroom issues. It helped pushing the doctors to gut me. I hated having that heck, but I love that all of us have these nasty journals lying around. Like we're all connected through our different things. Of like we all have these journals which we absolutely hate. What a weird thing for us all to be connected by. Hello, we all have a journal in the house somewhere that we just despise. Middle of 13, I didn't know for a long time, but that's the time I connect it back to. Aww. Yeah. Also, Lost, good morning, and Led, good morning. I hope you're both doing well. Welcome on in. Eye prone can really hinder us, but also it can get much better. Yeah. Yeah. To be honest, I will say I'm again very much hoping that one day I get to a point where my migraines don't interrupt my life nearly as much as they do right now, and I can go back to work and I can have a social life and everything can be good. I'm really looking forward to hopefully getting to that stage, but I think that I'll always campaign for migraines, even if I was to get to like the very best possible scenario where like I very rarely am affected with migraines. I think I'd still campaign for them probably for the rest of my life based on the last 7 years of my experiences. I think it will always be something that I'll like talk about and campaign for and try and get new stuff in because yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I've never had a bad journal. I just hate journaling. Fair. I'm more or less great at this point. I just need to be gutted. That's fair. We you needed to be gutted. I needed to be shamed. We both have things we need from professionals. Maybe on slightly differing levels. Oh dear. Doing well, thanks. How did the YouTube stream go? It went really, really well, led, really well. We had some jankiness. The main jank came from the fact that because I'm using OBS for both, you could trigger my Twitch alerts whilst I was live on YouTube. So people were playing the sound alerts and the bit alerts while I was live on YouTube. But other than that, it was really, really good. Oh, and yeah, also if somebody puts an emote in chat, it flies across the screen. People were putting emotes in my chat that would then fly across my screen on YouTube where the emotes don't exist. But yes, other than that, other than like a little bit of jank, it actually went really well. The thing is, there are things I don't like about YouTube, but there are things that I do like as well. Excuse me. I like that it automatically publishes your stream so that it's not like Twitch where I have to download it and then re-upload it. That saves me a lot of time. I really like that. There's a few little features as well that I really enjoyed. Thank you for the hick. Jank is good though, progress, yeah. And I have plans for what we'll actually be doing going forward on those streams as well, because we're going to be doing a different part of the costume. I just need to wait for some stuff to arrive in the post, and then we're going to be working on a different part of the costume on YouTube than we do on Twitch so that things don't look uneven or weird and people don't miss stuff. Ah dear. Some odds and ends, some little bits and bobs here and there. The channel I'm doing is I'm using it in everything. Every page is a different thing, and the only connection I have to specific subjects is the little color tags I've sucked on specific. Oh my god. Nice. It's a mess, but it's you. Hell yeah. Andrew, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Gonna grab a hot chocolate. Heck yeah, get yourself a hot chocolate. Welcome on in, Andrew. I've been laughing again at what a janky mess the YouTube stream was yesterday, but it was very fun. I had a really good time. And I'm really excited to do the stuff over there soon. I'm being vague intentionally because I don't want to spoil what part of the costume we're working on YouTube. But yes, I'm excited. Yes, Jelly, the odds and ends were removed. Oh dear. I forgot about that. No, you're fine. Don't worry about it. It was the first one. It was only like an hour long and it was very janky. But I had a good time. And honestly, it was really nice because there's been so many days recently where I'm like, I could stream again. To be able to actually do it was like, yes. It was really fun. I'm really glad we did that. And I'm looking forward to doing the next part of the costume, like another part of the costume on YouTube. It's on the main channel, so I have a VOD channel as well. It's not the VOD channel. Tis the main channel we're doing it all on. Yes. But yeah, we have one little stream on there now. It's only like an hour long, but it's there. And I'm happy. I'm happy. We had a good time. Oh dear. There was something as well about how to put it. It really did feel like Anime put it really well, but I can't remember how Anime said it, where it felt like starting a game from scratch. You know, like you play a game and you really enjoy it and you're having a good time, but then you start again just so you can experience that again. That's kind of how it felt. It felt really refreshing to start from scratch on another platform. I don't know. It felt good. I thought I'd maybe feel a bit like and not enjoy it as much, because obviously, like, I think I had like 3 viewers at one time, which is a lot less than I'm used to here. But I actually really enjoyed it. It felt there was like an exhilaration of starting again. And maybe like meeting some new people and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, I really enjoyed it. And then like when the people did pop in, it was lovely to chat with them, a bit more one-on-one and stuff. Yeah, I had a really good time. It was really fun. Oh, Elvin, take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope that it goes well. And Luna, good morning. Well done on the hacking bow. It's looking fantastic. Oh dear. Hacking big ups on that. Very hacking cool. Oh dear. Yeah, we've been talking about streaming on YouTube. It's good, it's fun. Don't like all of the features, but I like some of them. Some of them are pretty damn cool. I need to get rid of them. So I've got like a converter here, and it's very bright. There we go. Let's get the music soundtrack back here. The Techno, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Yes, things are going good. Did you spill the secret yet? No, I haven't. I haven't spilled my secret yet. Actually, no, that's not true. I told the mod team. The mods know my secret. But I haven't spilled it in general yet. I've been very good. I have a second secret as well, which I did spill on YouTube, but I haven't spilled to the Twitch crowd, so you guys will have to wait a little bit. Probably like 2 days. And then I have another secret for you, but I will tell you that in a couple days. I just want to keep it a secret until something arrives in the post so that I can better explain what I'm planning to do. Really, that's more of a that's less of a I want to keep a secret and more of a it's just hard to explain without the physical props. So I will tell you the secret when I can share it. Oh dear. Keep your secrets. Cressa, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. Ah, dear. I use pliers. I do the same thing. I have my jewelry pliers. So when I'm using like embroidery and stuff, I have these for pulling my I have them to hand because I've been using them a lot. Hell yeah. But yeah, I've been using those to pull stuff through. It's great. It takes so much pressure off the hands. Oh dear. What are these secrets? I have so many secrets. Oh dear. So many secrets. To be fair, I don't normally have this many secrets. I think I'm currently sitting on like 5, and they're all kind of big. So yeah, but you know what? It's cool. It means I have like a lot of cool stuff going on behind the scenes, which eventually I will be able to share with you. So you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy. I've been doing well. Where can I send it to be a mod then? Did you get a Welsh Dragon's pet? Oh my god, I wish. I don't want to give it away, but man, I wish. Little dragony pet. Nah, no pets in the house. Not while we're doing renovation work. It's not really fair. It is what it is. Pets first. That is a lot of secrets. I am sitting on a lot of secrets. I am. Some of them you're going to find out pretty soon though. Like I said, the one on YouTube you'll find out in the next few days probably. One of them I will probably announce in the next couple days as well. Just make sure everything is sorted. And then some of them will be a little bit longer. It just depends, really. But yeah, you'll find out some of them relatively soon. Oh dear. I've been keeping secrets from everyone. They're mainly good secrets, though, I would say. Actually, no, they're all good secrets. They're all things I'm excited to do, or show you, or go make with you. Just have to keep it secret for now. Hell yeah. I've been doing good, though. I'm normally terrible at keeping secrets from everyone here. Everyone normally finds out within the first, like, 5 minutes. I will not tell. What is it? I can't tell you. I'm sorry. I can't tell you. Like, I think having told the mods has made me feel better about keeping it as a secret. I think I needed to tell someone, because otherwise I was all alone with the secret, and I need someone to know. But yes, now that I secretly don't. What? Oh my god, that's a big secret right there. Heck. Okay, I can tell you one of the small secrets, if you like. I can tell you a little secret, because I'll probably announce it later anyway, if I had to say. Like, ooh. There we go. I can tell one of the little ones. I can't tell you any of the big ones because there's gonna be a bit of hype up for those ones. Okay, a little secret. I might be doing a little bit of a collaboration stream with the one and only Greedy Bee. Maybe this weekend. I might be doing a collaboration with a very cool bean that I have we've chatted on Twitch for like 3 years. We've never collabed. I don't collab very often with people, to be fair. I do mainly do sewing content, so I do think that kind of makes sense. But yes, there's a small secret. That one's a little one because I would have announced that at some point this week anyway, to get people hyped. But I might be doing a little bit of a collab, just a little bit. But the other ones have to zip. At least until a little later in the week. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm very excited for that. So that will be, we hit a charity milestone to do an Apex stream. So I'm kind of behind the scenes trying to get some people together so we could play some Apex. And I don't know if you guys know B, I feel like a few of you do, but they're very good at Apex. I did double check with them when I was like, would this be something you'd want to do? That they had like a second account or something, because I was like, what I don't want to do is like tank their main account's ranking by being in like squads with them. So I did double check because I was like, I don't want to ruin your game by me joining. The thing is, I don't think anyone here has ever seen me play an FPS, except for Shifty, maybe. I actually can't remember if Shifty's seen me play an FPS, but I'm like 99% sure the majority of people here have never seen me play an FPS, and there's a reason for that. There's a good reason why none of you have ever watched me play it. It's because I am probably worse than you think that I am at this. In my defense, there are probably reasons why I struggle with it, like actual reasons, but I'm very, very bad. Very, very, very bad. I really struggle with tracking people. I struggle with object permanence. I panic at any noise, any noise, any loud noise. I am full panic mode. I don't know my left from right in emergency situations. I am everything about that you could imagine that is someone who is not good at FPS. That's me. I'm very, very bad. So I'm double checking with people that are playing with me, like, hey, do you have a second account? Because I will do my absolute best. Like, I'm not going to purposefully tank the stream. That's not my intention. But I also am not good at this kind of thing. I've seen you play Apex before, but I've never played Apex before. I think you're thinking of someone else, Techno. I have never once played Apex. I literally only downloaded it for the first time, like, last week. I ain't never played it. Oh dear. I need to do the tutorial before starting the stream. Thankfully, I have just been made aware of exactly what tutorials I need to do before I can squad up with people, so I can get those sorted behind the scenes before this Sunday. Hell yeah. Very exciting! And not into games that might be fun to watch. Yeah, this is the thing. It was a charity stream thingy, in that, like, we hit the goal, so we're doing the stream. The reason I had it as the goal, and I actually had this one as the highest goal, was because I know that I'm not gonna do well at it. I know where my skills lie. It's with, like, you know, crochet and smocking and costume patterning and stuff. It is not with Apex. But I do really enjoy watching Apex. So maybe I'll be better than I think that I am just from watching it. Can you gain skills just from watching it? If you can gain skills from watching it, I might not be too bad, because I've watched a lot. I've watched a lot of Apex. Oh dear. Wow. Chocolate sorted marshmallows in? Hell yeah! Oh my god, that sounds fancy! Did you bring some for everyone else here? I could do it with a hot chocolate, I think. It's very rainy, wet weather, so it's like the kind of weather you want to sit and watch the rain with a hot chocolate. That sounds good. You can gain skills from watching it? Hell yeah! Oh dear. They'll do great. Sick! I got this, and I'm about to be like world champion. #1 victory royale. Apex. Yes. I got this. I'm a great crafter because I mostly watch crafting. Yeah. Like, if you were to ever, like, pick up a needle, your skill level would be too high. Like, you'd put all of us to shame. So it is with great power and responsibility. It's Wayne weather here too at the moment. I can send the hot chocolates through the internet. Aw, thank you. Internet hot choc. Yeah, it is a good weather for, like, sitting and, like, having the rain going with a nicer hot drink. Hell yeah. Oh dear. Oh, nice, I'm a champ, hell yeah. I do actually think with crafting, it probably will still take some practice, but I do think just by maybe it depends how you learn, I guess. But I do find that by watching other people do specific crafts, it helps me, like, tackle the initial learning curve sometimes with new crafts, just by watching someone else do it. So I do think there's actually some truth there for sure. It probably depends a little bit on how closely, like, they're showing and explaining it, but I do think you can pick up a little bit just from watching. Probably, like, would you gain the speed of the person you're watching? Maybe not. I think when it comes to speed, probably that would be where you might be a bit lacking, but I think you can pick up new skills in craft by watching. Again, especially if the person is explaining exactly what and why they're doing it, and doing different bits, you know. That helps. Oh dear. I guess it then just comes down to a memory game, depending on how long of a process it is. Like, with the process we're doing, it would be quite the memory game to learn it without doing it at all. But it could maybe get you through the first stage pretty well. I think I know the basics, but not just the movements to make them work. Yeah, like, I think there'd still be, like, some physical practice, because obviously I'm not even, like, looking at what I'm doing a lot of the time, and I have the muscle memory to do that, but you probably wouldn't get muscle memory from watching. But you could replicate what I'm doing, and I guess over time it would, I guess, kinda, you just catch up, wouldn't you? I mean, yeah, bear in mind, I learned how to do smocking from a YouTube video, so I didn't have anyone show me how to do it, so I definitely learned just by watching, but I did also do a few practices before committing to doing anything on my final fabric. Okay. Ooh. To be fair though, I also did the practices to make sure that I enjoyed the process. Actually thinking about it, that's a good point. I also practiced to make sure that I actually enjoyed smocking, because it would suck to design a whole costume around a process that I ended up really disliking. So yes, I did practice to make sure that I knew the movements, but I also practiced to make sure that I enjoyed smocking, and I didn't hate it, and I didn't want to never do it again, you know? Is that, yeah, that would, especially as like, it'd be different, I guess, if I was replicating someone else's costume, but since it's my own design, it'd be maybe a bit silly to design the whole costume around a process that I just hate. But no, I found it really relaxing immediately. I knew this was something that I was going to want to do more of in a costume. I maybe didn't quite process how long it would be to do this. I knew it would be a while. I don't think I quite processed how exactly long it would take. But other than that, I think I was pretty well prepared. I do have a nice book of smocking stuff now as well, which is good. Again, I need to learn one more technique for the hat, but I'll get there. I'll work it out. It's not that I know what I want to do, I just don't know how to do it. So I need to do a little bit more research so it looks exactly how I like. Then again, I'm not the hat will probably be the last thing I do if I had to guess. I tend to do hats and face coverings pretty late because they use less fabric, so you can use more scraps on them normally. Same with like gloves and like little bits and bobs, shoes as well. Like if they don't require big cuts of fabric, I tend to do them last, so that yeah, I can use the odds and ends from when I've been cutting out maybe the sleeves or something. There we are. Although saying that, I guess the hat is actually pretty large. It probably uses some fabric, maybe. Like a little bit. I'm not sure exactly. I decided that I would, instead of doing the full mask, I was going to do the half mask. But I haven't really decided too much further than that, to be honest, how I'm going to tackle it. I just figured it'd be nice to be able to eat in the costume, and the headpiece is quite big to take the whole thing off, so it'd be a little easier if I just had it that the mouth was open. Does mean there's going to be an element of like body painting, which is not normally my favorite for costume. Yeah, in what way? Just the eyes will be covered rather than the whole face. Because originally I do have the mask to one side. I'm not going to use it anymore, but I do have it. Queena, good morning. I hope you're doing well. So I do have a mask. It looks really big, but it does fit my face pretty well. But I can't eat with this. Like, what am I going to do? There's no eating. Yeah. Also, with it being pure white, it looks kind of alien. But yeah, no, I don't dislike that, but not for this costume. Not for this costume. I want to be able to eat in it. And since the hat will be attached to the headpiece, it'd be a pain. Where did Jelly go? I'm back! Hi, don't worry, it's me again. Jelly. Jelly without the mask. Yeah, I always have my eyes covered. So, yes, I'll still do the eye covering, just not the full face covering. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Thank you for my rainbow soup. I haven't actually had soup for a while. We were meant to have soup. We were meant to have soup the other day. We bought like a pot of it just to quickly have for lunch. But by the time that we got home, because it was like really hot that day, the soup had like curdled in my backpack. So it was like, oh, okay, no soup for us then. The soup is curdled. Sad times when your soup curdles in your backpack. So I was meant to have it the other day, but I have in fact had no soup for quite a while now. I am missing soup. Oh no, yeah, I know. We were just buying it for like a quick lunch. Like, we had other food, but we didn't have at lunch, and Shiny's recently had some teeth removed, so it's like, well, we want to make sure that it's soft. So we got that, and then, yeah, curdled in fact. Not good to eating. Not good for eatings. Sad times. Wow. Right, this is the last one which needs a bead on it. This is the third strip done. Like, despite all of the chatting we've been doing, I have been like cracking on in the background. And it is looking a lot more neat than it did when we first started, but we still do have one more line to go. The positive is that now I can close my bead pot and I don't have to worry about those going everywhere because the beads are all attached. How long has this taken us? 2.5 hours? Not bad. Not hecking bad. Okay. And get that nice and on top. There you go. Cool. It's getting there. You can see the side that's not been done because it still looks kind of messy, but the rest of it's looking pretty good. We are in fact getting there. All right, one line left. And then that's all the smocking in light purple done for a minute. For a minute. We will have more light purple smocking later, but we've nearly finished it for a while. It's only dark purple left then. And lots of embroidery and sequining and beading. Lots of that still. But we love embroidery, sequining, and beading. The embroidery still kind of hurts my hand a lot. I am using the pliers and I do have thimbles, but I don't know. I think it's always just going to be like a little bit like I could do it for a while and then I have to take a break because my hand starts getting like tender. Yeah. I've been doing pretty well at taking the break, so between it more recently, like when I was doing it initially, I was going really hard and doing the whole thing in one go, and that was really not probably a good call. So now I'm splitting it up a little bit, especially because we have more at different stages of being made. Like if I need to take a break from the embroidery, I could just do some smocking, or I could do some of the sequining or something like that, so I can break it up a little bit more. And that's been helping my hands a hell of a lot to feel less tender. Ooh, we had a first quote back for tying the garment. Ooh, really? Ooh, this might actually happen? Hell yeah! Oh, heckin' exciting! Ooh, how many people have you gone to? Is it just like getting an initial kind of quote? Oh dear. I know that our shed is going to be a lovely 3D printing place for the resin printer. So it can be smelly away from the rest of the house. One day. Like, oh, thank you for the leg squishy. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope it goes well. Had a bit of a mixed weekend. A Microsoft update destroyed my laptop. I got a job interview for. Oh, you got a job interview in the museum. Oh my god, that's heckin' exciting. In London as well. Oh my god. I used to want to work I wanted to work in the Natural History Museum in London. I used to love going there. It was my favorite place in the world. It was a bit of a trip because we didn't live in London. But every now and again, my parents, if we were going by London, would take me there. And I loved it. I loved it so much. I still love it. Oh dear. It was the first job that I ever wanted. I wanted to be a paleontologist so I could spend all my time with the dinosaur bones. Honestly, fair. I don't judge Younger Jelly for that. Good first job and aspirations. Not the direction I've ended up going in, but like a fair aspiration. Ah dear. So far too, the guy first guy ghosted me. John wants one more quote. Yeah, I think that's fair. Just getting a few ideas. Good call. Ah dear. I can. I really hope that you get it. Whichever museum it is. There's a few museums I really like in London, to be fair. I also like the St. Soane's Museum. But yeah, whichever museum it is, really good luck. I hope that it goes well. Oh my god. Eeeeeee. Young me would be very jealous. Very, very jealous. Jobs suck. Why would everyone want one? I don't know. I hear a lot of conflicting things about it, because personally, I actually really enjoy working. But then I also don't know that I'm necessarily the healthiest example of someone who enjoys working, because I like the feeling of working until like I can barely lift a bone anymore. I'm just like, I like working myself into paralysis. I just really like the feeling of like working really hard, and I mean that's part of the reason. Like money is another reason, but part of the reason I used to work like 12-hour shifts 6 days a week was just because I really enjoyed the feeling of like earning money, working hard, sleeping at the end of a really hard day. Like I really liked that. It wasn't necessarily the healthiest outlook, and I think I'm a lot better than I used to be. But I've always really enjoyed that feeling of working. I think as well, if you can work with something that you're passionate about, that definitely helps. Oh dear. I cannot say that I was massively passionate about retail work, but I do like talking to people, so that helps. Oh dear. But no, if I could get, I would love to go back to work. But obviously everyone is different and not everyone feels the same way. And I know plenty of people that if they could marry like a rich millionaire and never work again, like they'd do it in a heartbeat. And it's like, honestly, can't blame you. I just like to be busy. I like busy work. I like just being busy all the time. To be fair, that's why streaming's been such a good thing. It's like, I can't stream, well, I can stream for longer, but I can't regularly stream like a super long time, so it very much segments me and makes me take breaks and stuff like that. It's good. I like it. 10 out of 10. Oh dear. That's what my wife tried to do. Hell yeah, nothing wrong with that. Listen, as long as everyone's aware of what's going on. Oh dear. I don't think I could. But then again, I like working, so it wouldn't suit me anyway. Like marrying for money, like what's the point if I want to work anyway? It would be very pointless for me in particular with what I want to do. But like, I get it. I get why people would. Oh dear. But yeah, no, it's like, oh, listen, I like being busy. I like having things to do. Oh dear. Even if the things I do don't necessarily have like stuff like this where it's like it's just working towards hobbies. Even that, I'll take it. Just give me something. Give me something. I will say I've been very much enjoying all the VTuber stuff we've been doing. Like for the first time in a long time, I feel like I have a job and I've been very much enjoying it. I've been enjoying the feeling of like I do my morning stream and then I do like 4 hours of the VTuber stuff, take a break, maybe do more in the evening or maybe do some cosplay prep. I don't know, I feel like I have a pretty good schedule. I don't have scheduled streams at all, but I like in my life I feel like I have a good schedule now. It's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. Ah, dear. And it's a nice mix of like morning of streaming. Sometimes it'll be afternoon of streaming as well, but sometimes I'll be working on VTuber stuff. I guess it depends on how many VTubers I have going at any one point. And then evening of relaxing, if I want to. Or I could do more work, depends. I do tend to opt for doing more work, but you know, I could relax. There is scheduled relaxation hours. Although to be fair, that's when I've been doing my crocheting, which, you know, it's not for cosplay or anything in particular, it's just like that I've been enjoying. So I guess that is relaxing. Oh, I need to get some more thread. I'm running very short. It's getting there though, it's getting there. How did the special VTuber end up the other day? There is a picture of it in the Discord, in the live stream chat, if you want to see a picture, but Queena, oh my god, everyone decided at some point there was a theme and they just stuck to the theme. Yeah, if you go in live stream chat, it's the most recent picture. But like, yeah, you would be shocked at how themed it ended up being and like how color coordinated it has ended up. It is actually genuinely quite shocking. This was, by the way, with no influence of mine. Just everyone in chat decided they wanted like Renaissance pirate, you know, steampunk theming kind of stuff. And it suits. It does look really good. I have a little friend as well. I can't rig them until I finished with a couple of other models. I do have a couple of other models to do first. So there is like a bit of a backlog for me at the moment with VTuber, hence why I don't want to go for too long today, because I want to get some of that done. But yes, once we've done that, then yes, I will have mine rigged as well. Oh dear. Yeah, genuinely, I was so surprised when people were putting stuff together and be like, can you do this kind of short and this kind of shirt and like have like this with the cape and like match it to that? And it's like, okay, yes I can. I was genuinely expecting to end up looking like a pile of garbage, like just having random trash all over me, but like that's not how it looks at all. It looks very coordinated. Like there's a few unusual bits, like we have like our jelly bean necklace and stuff. But for the most part, it's super coordinated. It's quite funny. Maybe I'll do it again at some point in the future. Like for now, I need to get that one rigged and ready, but like maybe in the future I could do it again. I mean, I will say people seem to enjoy it. So if people enjoy it, I'm happy to do those kind of things again. I do probably want to leave a little bit between the streams just so we can properly enjoy having every single outfit. But yeah, maybe in a few months, we'll do another one. Oh dear. The only thing that I was finding was I probably need a longer cooldown, or maybe just need to turn it off quicker. But yeah, I was finding that I was getting like, there was a point where I was getting quite behind, where I had like 3 things more to draw and people were still redeeming them, and I was like, oh god, I'm getting so behind. But it ended up being good. And then like I just had to take a few breaks. The jelly bean's a perfect place for Vex to snack on. True. But yeah, I'm genuinely so shocked, but it turned out so good. And it was a very fun stream to do as well. Like, it was a lot of like quick draw this, and it's like in many ways like good practice for art, because like, you know, the only times where I think I had any input was when it was like, this won't rig well, like we need to move this to here or this to here. Like, I remember one of the suggestions was a mask, like to cover the face, and it's like, we can do a mask, but should we maybe make it a bit smaller or change it to something else? Because if you cover the eyes and the mouth, that's a lot of the rigging. That's basically, I think, as far as my input went, was just like, can we change this a little bit just so that we can still, you know, rig an expression on the model? I think that's about it. I don't think I influenced too much else. I tried not to, at least. I tried to keep my influence out of it as much as possible, outside of like practicality stuff. Like, you want jelly bean necklace? We'll have jelly bean necklace. You want privacy flag? We'll have privacy flag. You want a hat with fancy feather? We'll do a hat with fancy feather, you know. Snake bracelet? We can do snake bracelet. Yeah, it just happened that a lot of people wanted things that kind of fit the same sort of theme. I think especially for people that came in later though, they saw that a theme had already kind of developed, so when they added stuff to it, they were like, oh yeah, we'll just stick within the theme that people have already started. Which was really sweet. It was really cool. Oh dear. And I'm glad that I'll have a module with a lot of input from the community on it. I think yours was the first, right? Oh no, was yours the first or was Cthulhu's first? I think yours was the first, right, Queena? I think we did the rat and then we did the 2-leg tattoos. Oh dear. I think I got an early with Vex, yeah, I think so. I think it went rat, leg tattoos. Then what was next? Was it the swords? No, was it the underbust corset after that? Maybe? No, that was the Cthulhu clip. It was the Cthulhu clip, and then the underbust corset, then the swords. Yeah, Cthulhu, then it was Cthulhu. And then Shifty came in with the shorts. We had the snake before we had the top. I remember that. Yeah. There are a few things that came in an unusual order, where it's like you'd expect the snake would come in after. No, the snake was before. And the top was like the last piece. The shorts the last piece you saw. Yeah, the top was the last piece that we added, I think. And then once the top was added, we did a poll and we were like, is it finished or do you want to add things? And most of chat voted that it was finished. So we stopped there. Because at that point, at least every part had been covered, because I didn't want to leave them without a top. So at that point, every bit had been covered. So yeah, the first time we voted, is it finished? Everyone voted yes. So, oh, okay. I would have done a few of those votes if people wanted to add stuff still, but yeah, no. First vote in, everyone was like, we're done. And honestly, I think it looks really, really good. It's a lot more detailed than my current model is, which makes sense. I kept my model pretty simple, but I'm looking forward to doing this one. I think I probably will have to rig it from scratch pretty much, which is fine. It's fine. I don't mind that. We just added enough stuff that it's like, is it easier to place it over my old model or is it easier to rig from scratch? And I think it would actually just probably be easier to rig from scratch because there's a lot of clothing going on, but I'm okay with that. I mean, I enjoy rigging. There's a reason I wanted to start doing it for commissions. It's because I actually quite enjoy it. I quite enjoy rigging and drawing VTubers. So yes, quite happy to do that, to be honest. Man, I'm so glad I don't even remember like how I came across VTubers in the first place, but I'm genuinely so glad I did. It's been so much fun learning to like make and rig those things. They are so much fun. Like, I know it's definitely not everyone's cup of tea, and it is a lot of repetitive stuff, but if you can get past the fact that you do a lot of the same stuff over and over again, it is such a satisfying process. It's really nice. It kind of reminds me a lot of like the smocking and the sewing and like the stuff that we do, which is like kind of slow and repetitive, but the finished product is like really satisfying. It's definitely those kind of vibes. Very much enjoy it. Oh dear. I can't remember when I think I knew a couple of VTubers, but and I must have just Googled, like, can you make your own VTuber? Because it's one of those things as well, like, until you look into it, I just didn't realize it was something that people did. People made their own VTubers. I mean, I don't think a lot of people do it, but like, I have seen some good memes on Twitter of people being like, you know, the choices between saving up for an expensive model or spending hundreds of hours learning to rig, and it's just like someone crying behind the screen. It's like, yeah, it's a lot. I'm still learning a lot with each model I make, to be honest. I hope that continues for a long time, but yeah, I'm still learning a lot. And it is a pretty intense learning curve. Like, I don't feel like you use those kind of skills for, like, actually anything else. But it's fun! It's fun! Ah dear, would recommend it to anyone if you have a lot of spare time. I do think that's kind of the caveat, is you do need kind of a lot of time to one side if you want to try and make and rig your own model. Especially if you have like a more complicated or detailed design. Like the ones I do, the chibis, are generally a little bit easier because there's only so much detail you can do on them. And so while I do try and rig them with, like, you know, interesting physics and stuff like that, yeah, there's only so many elements of detail you can add because of like the thick cartoony lines. I will say actually though, Crackle's VTuber, the drawing has been taking me a while. I don't want to spoil it too much so far because I'd like you all to have the surprise of seeing it. But yes, when we do get to, I'm assuming I'm going to probably rig Crackles on stream rather than drawing it on stream. But when we do get to rigging Crackles model, it's a wonderful design, and it is very much their own design, so I can't take too much credit there. But it's a wonderful design, but it's very detailed. They have so many of these little teeny tiny bits on them. Some of them I'm going to have them move together, some of them I'm just not. I don't want to blow up her computer, is the thing. And if I add too many physics, I think I'm just going to blow up her computer, but I have some bits that are going to be waving a little different. And I'm excited for that. Oh dear. That'll be a fun model to make. I mean, to be honest though, I say that, I've enjoyed making basically every single model. There have been elements of some models that I found a little harder than others, but like, I think I've enjoyed every single model that I've made. I mean, it does help that everyone's had very cool and unique and unusual designs, so they've all felt like just enough of a challenge where it's like, oh, this is a bit different, but it's fun. Yeah, I don't think I wouldn't say, I guess, if I had, but I really don't think that I disliked making anyone's model so far. I think everyone's had very, very cool, interesting, and unique ideas. Again, some of them have had elements that have been a little bit more difficult than others, but none of them have been not fun. Like, some of them have taken time. I think, actually, out of all the models that I've made, weirdly, the octopus model that we made for the community was probably the least fun. And that's mainly because it had like an error in the rigging part with the atlas, and I had to remake that from scratch, and that took so much time. So yes, actually, out of all of them, the only one I can remember being specifically unfun is the one of the ones we made for the community because of the tech problems with it. I'd be interested to give it a go, but drawing is a skill I just do not have. I mean, that is fair. I would say I came into VTuber models with pretty mid skills. I have very much found my art style through making a lot of models, like because you have to bear in mind, I've made myself like 10 models, if not more, to be honest, probably more than 10. So like my art style has changed quite a bit through all of the models, and when I look back through the old ones, I'm like, ugh. Because you could kind of see an art style forming, but it hadn't quite got there yet, so it looked really weird and muddly. Whereas now when I look at them, I'm like, yeah, that's the art style I like doing. I'm just going to do more of that. It's good. I love seeing how they're rigged up. It's always interesting to see how you tinker with the physics with how you think the hair should move and stuff like that. Yeah, it is. It's unusual, and like, it's definitely a weird skill, but it's fun. It's just, I don't know. There's something about watching a model start moving for the first time, and you're just like, all that work, all of those layers, everything coming together to make this model move left and right. It looks so cool. I love it. It's so satisfying. There's like, yeah, it's incredibly satisfying. But the first models I made were janky as heck. I mean, they worked. You could speak with them, but they were so janky. And then my art style kind of got better and more in depth, and like the rigging worked better with the art, and everything kind of got better, but it took a few years. And even now, I like every single time I make a new model, I learn something. So I'm sure I'll look back at these models one day and be like, oh, let me remake those really quickly. Oh dear. Yes, I am overall very happy. There we go. Wow. This is the last one, by the way, and then we have finished all of our light purple smocking. Oh. Okay, there you go. Keep going, keep going. Ah, dear. I do like watching other people do rigging as well, because everyone rigs a little different. I think rigging is an art form of itself. So, like, the way that people approach rigging and do their physics and stuff like that, it'll be a little different depending on who you commission to do your rigging. They'll always be a little different. I think that's really, really cool. I think it's cool that you can find a rigger that does, like, the kind of the movement and stuff that you like and apply that to a different artist, and you can get like a completely different model from it. Like if you asked 3 people with different rigging styles to rig the same model, guarantee they'd all look different by the end. And it's like a lot of it would come down to personal preference, like how much of the physics do you like? Do you like this? Do you like that? Do you want that to be more natural? Do you want that to be more, you know, energetic? Yeah. It's cool. It's definitely an art form of itself. Beauty of art, though, is always evolving. True, true. And it's nice to see it. Oh, there you go. Right. Do a quick flip. Where is my pincushion? There it is. If I do a quick flip, that is the last piece of smocking on light purple. We do still have a lot of dark purple smocking, but the light purple smocking is done. Look at that. It's pretty cool, huh? Considering how it looked at the beginning of stream to how it looks now. It's just a lot neater, so we can put all of our sequins in these points and then do all of our extra details and stuff like that. So eventually it will look like this. We did it. All right, I am gonna end stream there. Like I said, I needed to go for a slightly shorter one today just because I do have some stuff that I need to get finished and sorted, and I want to spend some of my time today doing that. We'll be back tomorrow though. Tomorrow we'll probably do some embroidery and beading and stuff and start getting some of the finishing touches done. I would like to move on to doing some of the dark purple stuff too, but I'm probably going to get a lot of the initial smocking done off stream just because you won't see very well what I'm doing anyway. So I might keep working on these on stream and getting all of the details and side pieces done until we're a bit further along with the dark purple smocking, just so that you don't feel like you're missing out bits. Yeah, always nice. Thank you. No, I love it. I'm glad we could do a little stream this morning. I'll just be doing art for the rest of the day now. But secret off-stream art until we can show it for rigging. In that case, let's have a little look-see. Who is live? Ooh. Oh, okay. Wait, oh dear. I kind of want to raid 2 people. Shoot. This always happens. All right, you know what? No, let's raid into Kells, because yesterday we were talking about Kells, we were talking about Cozy, and we were talking about Ophi. And we were like, all of them, honestly, are in positions where I think they could hit partner this year. Don't tell them I said that though, because I don't want to put any pressure on them. But I feel like all 3 of them could potentially hit partner if they just get like enough coherent viewers. So I'm gonna send you over there and we're going to up their raid. When you go in, you won't be counted as a viewer unless you refresh the page. So when you get raided, go across, refresh it, and then you'll count as like not a raid viewer, so we can get that average up a little bit. Don't tell them any of this, but this is all just between you and me. I just want to, like, it'd be nice if they got their numbers, because they're so close a lot of the time. They're like really close. They're like really just one raid away from hitting the numbers. So we're going there. Refresh when you get in, that way you count as a viewer, and I'll be back tomorrow probably doing more of the detailing around the side, sequining, beading and embroidery, that kind of stuff. I'd like to get that done on stream today, or this week, a lot of that. Yeah, otherwise, thank you so much everyone for joining. I'm gonna send you all over to Cal's now. Take care, goodbye.